888-787-GOLD.
Pakistan has opened more centers to temporarily house tens of thousands of Afghan nationals being told to go to their home country.
We visited one college in Rawalpindi. Desks and chairs had been pushed aside to make way for bedding lined up in rows on the floor. The authorities say they expect most people to stay for only a few days before they're sent to the border. Inside, detainees desperately showed us paperwork that they hope will help them avoid that decision. In Quetta, in the southwest of the country, police say they've made over 500 arrests in the last 2 days, deporting over 360. The rest, they say, were released because some were underage or had ID cards.
The BBC's Caroline Davies. Ukrainian officials say Russia unleashed a wave of nighttime drone and missile attacks across 10 of Ukraine's 24 regions. They say they're getting ready for another winter of infrastructure bombardment by Moscow's forces. News and analysis at townhall.com. Retail analysts issue their best guess for holiday sales this year.
The National Retail Federation expects shoppers will be spending more compared to last season, but because of all the economic uncertainty, the pace of spending could slow down. The nation's largest retail trade group expects a slight drop-off. Leading up to the holidays, Americans keep spending despite higher prices and higher interest rates. There are other potential roadblocks on the horizon: the threat of a government shutdown, the resumption of student loan repayments, and new global tensions tied to the surprise attack by Hamas in Israel. Shoppers' willingness to spend could also affect what the Federal Reserve does with interest rates. I'm Ed Donahue.
The Liberation Pavilion, last major addition to the National World War II Museum in New Orleans. Exhibits commemorate the end of the war's death and destruction, emphasize the human cost, and capture the horror of those who discovered the aftermath of the Nazi atrocities. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to it. We made it to Friday. Got the weekend upon you. Hope everyone's excited. Hope your day's going super well. Kind of a bit of a quieter Friday this week. Than we're kind of in the middle of football playoffs. As actually the high school playoffs get underway today, but our local schools are all on a bye this week because they are top 4 seed. And the top 4 seed teams get to watch the first round of the playoffs, and then we'll host an opponent next week. So, your Roswell Coyotes, number 1 seed, are, I wouldn't say off today, but they don't have a game tonight because I'm sure the coach got practice and them getting ready and all that. But Coyotes are off this week as the 1 seed, waiting for their opponent. The Artesia Bulldogs are the number 2 seed. They too are waiting for an opponent this weekend, and then your Goddard Rockets are the 4 seed. They too are waiting for an opponent. So the top 4 seeds will enjoy a bye this first week. So that means next weekend we will have plenty of football action for you. We'll probably know by the end of tonight, because I think all the opponents that they could potentially play, the schools, they all play tonight on Friday night. So I don't think there's any of them are on Saturday. So we should probably at least know who opponents are And certainly by the weekend over here, we'll know who's coming here and what date and what time are they all playing. It's I know generally coaches around here like to play on the Friday games because of routines and stuff. Football teams, as many people, are very creature of habit, and so they like to establish schedules and routines. And so when the games are on different days, it kind of throws a slight wrench in the schedule / routine. So a lot of times the coaches here like to keep that Friday schedule so it doesn't alter that. However, if they end up facing an opponent that has to travel more than 120 some miles to get here, then they have to play the game on Saturday instead of Friday. That's a playoff rule. So, so depending on who they end up lining up against, they may play Friday, they may play Saturday, and of course, both teams have a home game, so they can't play at the same time. We haven't figured out the logistics yet to clone the Wool Bowl and put it next to it so we can play two games at once. So, so more than likely, one will probably have to play on Friday, one will play on Saturday. So
it feels like you're explaining the rules to D&D to me right now. Like I'm having trouble following the rules.
Well, some people follow this closely, and some people are casual fans, and some people could care less. So I'm covering all bases.
It's like, well, we only play on Fridays whenever this happens and that happens, and then,
yeah, it gets in the and then
unless the coaches are feeling up to it,
And then I can get more weeds for you if you want. So our schools here will host the first round, but once we get to the semifinals, it changes to who owes who. And you're like, who owes who what? Like money? No. like they'll look at playoff history, and if they have a history of playing each other in the semis or above, whoever had that home game last time gets to play on the road the next time. So I was hearing them break down all the scenarios on who owes who, and
if two schools occupy the same city too.
Yeah. Well, Roswell and Goddard do not have a semifinal playoff history because of class. Many years when either one team's usually up and the other's down, and then usually when they were both good, they weren't in the same class. So there is no playoff history of those two in the semifinals. So if Roswell and Goddard square off in the semis, obviously the game's at the Wool Bowl, but because Roswell is the higher seed, Roswell will be the home team.
Yeah,
because there's no history. I can't remember. I feel like if Roswell goes to a championship game, I think they said Artesia owes Roswell, so it'd be here. But if Goddard goes, it's in Artesia. I might be wrong on that. Kelly McDonald's our expert who sorter, and Gene told me yesterday, and I may have misheard that, but I know what he said about Roswell and Goddard don't have a history. So, but I can't remember if they said like one owes Artesia, the other.
He probably just repeats whatever other people tell him.
Yeah, well, and Artesia owes somebody, so I messed that one up, or may have, but I don't. But either way, all that's coming up in the next couple weeks. So you want to talk D&D? Wait till we get 2 weeks from now, and we get to semifinals. Like, yeah, but who begat who with what with thing? And well, if the moon's full on a Saturday night, and if the traffic light pattern is working properly, then Roswell owes Goddard.
Yeah,
like, I don't
know. Yeah, you can move 2 spaces unless it's a Tuesday,
right? But if you got a whammy in your pocket, then you could like stop in middle of the game and flip side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know it gets a wheeze a little bit there, but this weekend is a bit of, we just wait and watch this weekend, and of course we'll have all that for you next weekend. We do have a busy weekend though.
Yeah,
lots of stuff going on.
So all in all, there's no home game.
Yeah, no high school games for us locally here.
It's a bye week,
home week because of the bye week. So they'll all be back in action next weekend here. So, but like I said, there is a lot going on. Alzheimer's Walk is happening tomorrow morning here on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. We got all kinds of other events going on, just stuff going around town, events and things. But let me give you the rundown. We do have scheduled the folks from Victory Outreach to join us this morning, Pastor Pat Laney and Phil Wood. We haven't seen them yet. We'll give them a few minutes. If not, we have a backup plan. We'll play our interview we had with Crystal from the Humane Society, who they have a big sale going on for shopping and stuff at the thrift store this weekend. Their Christmas deals next weekend. They got all kinds of stuff going on. And then in the 8 o'clock hour, I'd mentioned that Alzheimer's Association's having their big walk here tomorrow, the Alzheimer's Walk. That will be tomorrow. So in the 8 o'clock hour, Don Weld is going to join us with the Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico. Also, we may have Steve Alvarez join us, too, with Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. And either way, Don, it's either Don and Steve or Don. We'll be talking about the Alzheimer's Association walk.
Not Meredith?
No, I don't think so, not today. And then we'll have talk some Bitter Lake. They've got some events coming up, too. Of course, we're getting to November. I think Cranes and Coco's got to be coming up here, or did I miss it? I hope I didn't miss it. I may have missed it.
I was just asking because Meredith is usually associated with the...
Yeah, I think it'll just be Don today and maybe Steve, unless Steve's got things to do out at the refuge this morning. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to have the folks from Main Street Roswell join us, Barbara Gomez, and usually one of the board members comes along with her and gives us an update what's going on through Main Street Roswell and talk about some sales and things that some of the Main Street businesses have going on and all that. So we'll talk all of Main Street business with you about 9:15.
What's going on in Main Street?
Yeah, we'll tell you on 9 o'clock this morning. Plus, we'll have all of your normal features, include news locally, nationally, Wall Street business updates. Try to work in that Cowboys report and all that stuff too, and whatever else we can come up with. So, I feel like I'll try to work it in. I don't know. I'm hit or miss on the Cowboys report. It's just sorry. I'd be obligated, like if we're on another station, like if it was on Sean's show.
Yeah,
because that's a Cowboy station. We're an offshoot.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't like the Cowboys. So
yeah. See, I am a fan, but it's hard to be a fan because it's always the same story where they always get to the semifinals and then it just goes kaput from there.
Yeah. Well, as a fan of the Washington franchise, formerly known as the Redskins, formerly known as the football team, now known as the Commanders.
I actually forgot they were the football team.
I know the pain of rebuilding for 50 years.
Oh yeah, no, you're always going on about the history of the Redskins and
well, and they got me.
Sorry, Commanders.
Yeah, they got me. I mean, I was born in the 70s, and to be honest, I was born in 73. That's actually right around the time, that was the year that the Dolphins went perfect. And when the Dolphins went perfect, guess who they beat in the Super Bowl? Redskins. That was the first time the Redskins went Super Bowl.
Someone just made a video about the 72 Dolphins.
Yeah, they played the Redskins, and that was their first time they ever been to the Super Bowl, and they lost to the perfect Dolphins.
It's called the ghost of the 72 Dolphins.
And there's one play in there where they keep showing over and over again where Washington scored, and it was like a flea flicker fumble jobber that ended up a weird play.
Oh, as a choke.
Busted play that turned into a score. But, yeah, but then I grew up, I mean, so 73, so I'm hitting 7 years old when we get about the 80s, and then, of course, 82, 83, that's when we went to the Super Bowl. Won in 82, lost the Raiders in 83, and then we won 2 more Super Bowls in 87 and 91. And I grew up in those years when we were winning Super Bowls and doing all that. And
yeah.
and it was a way different team. And the day that Dan Snyder took over, it all went away. So
it went to pot.
It did. It really did. They tried really hard, but that little miniature tyrant just destroyed that team for so many years. Now he's off on his yacht in the middle of Europe, counting his billions of dollars and laughing at the world, I think. But as long as he's quiet, I don't care.
Yeah. See, I didn't even get to enjoy the good years of the Cowboys, like the Roger Staubach or the Troy Aikman. Or
I would say I grew up in the 90s there with the trio. Troy and Emmett and Michael Irvin.
I'd say their last good year was probably the Terrell Owens when he was on the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're always on the cusp.
When it was the big three, the Tony Romo,
they
Terrell Owens.
They didn't have a lot of bad years. I mean, Troy Aikman's first year, that was a bad year. They won like one game, and it was against the Redskins. And then like the next year, Washington, or the year before, I can't remember, they had a real bad year. And they had like one win all season. It was against the Cowboys. That's usually how it works, is when the Cowboys and Washington are bad, like bad, they usually win one or two games, and usually one of the two of the wins is against each other. So it's just how it goes. So, I don't think our guests are coming, so let me go ahead and get our interview going and all that. We're gonna have a backup. Crystal Noble joined us with the Roswell Humane Society yesterday, and they got a big sale coming up here. Of course, they've got pets available for adoption and stuff. So we're gonna play that for you here in just a minute. And like I said, we'll have Don Well join us, talk Alzheimer's Association, the walk tomorrow, and Bitter Lake in the 8 o'clock hour, and then the folks from Main Street Roswell will join us in the 9 o'clock hour. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Spoiler alert, gonna be nice and warm.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. With high pressure centered over central New Mexico, we're expecting a pretty nice weekend. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 for the afternoon high today. Should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear, dipping down to a low of about 40. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 again on Saturday, and we keep the sunshine. Clear and low 40s Saturday night, sunny and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thanks, Steve. Currently 57 degrees here in Roswell. Wind speeds not available. So someone must be holding the wind or got a piece of tape or something on the wind monitor out at the airport there. Sunny today, high of 83. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour this afternoon. Skies will be clear tonight with an overnight low of 41 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Saturday, sunny and 82, northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 43 degrees, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny, 82 for a high, winds will be out of the south 5 to 10. Clear Sunday night with an overnight low of 45, and next week looking warm as well. Monday, looking at sunny skies, a high of 85. Tuesday, sunny skies, high of 85. Wednesday, 82 for a high. And then Thursday, we drop to 68. So, methinks there will be some wind or some kind of front rolling through Wednesday night, because we go from 80 on Wednesday to upper 60s on Thursday. And so we'll see how that shapes out. Of course, we got almost a week out from that one, so we'll see how that goes. Of course, that'll be approaching in on, you know what? That makes sense. Because 1 week from tomorrow is Veterans Day. And, of course, we're going to have the Veterans Day celebration right on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn beginning at 9 a.m. We'd love to invite the public to be involved, by the way, if you like to sponsor. Always looking for more sponsors and things. If you sponsor more than 500, they'll get your name and advertising on that. So if you're a business or organization that wants a little extra promotion, things like that, go to roswelllegion.org, roswelllegion.org, and you can still sponsor the Veterans Day event. But it makes perfect sense now with the weather, because I don't know. It could be warm all the time, but when we hit the Veterans Day parade, it's got to be chilly and crisp. That's how it works. And it doesn't matter, like the weather the days before. I've seen it where it was like 80 the day before. Next thing you know, we're all out there in jackets and breathing the smoke out there on Saturday morning. And that makes sense. So we're going to go from 80s, and then Thursday drops in this 60 cold fronts, because we're getting into the Veterans Day weekend. That's why. It's one of those things. We're going to be cold on Veterans Day. So that makes sense, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't forget this weekend's Turn the Clocks Back on Saturday as well. The good one. This is the fall back, the spring forward fall back. So you'll turn the clock back an hour, and they always say you gain an hour of sleep and all that. And to be honest, all the time changes mess with me, and I would like to change it to one thing one day, as long as it's the same thing that everyone else is. I don't want to play that we're a different time than Texas, but a different time, and like I don't want to end up where whatever it is, you're in 3 different time zones when you go from Texas to us to Arizona. So I was like, let's just coordinate that so you don't have to change your clocks every state here, fix that out. But I'm goal for one time. But till then, move your clocks back an hour here Saturday. I like to do it Saturday night, so in my head, like we'll be watching TV or doing our Saturday evening activities, and I'll be like, okay, it's 8 o'clock now. In my head, it's really 7 o'clock. And so I start playing that mind game, and I try to set the clocks for that. And so I try to go to bed on Saturday night at the new time to compensate. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But, but it's this weekend, so be prepared. All right, 7:23. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had yesterday with Crystal Noble from the Roswell Humane Society. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey neighbors, there's a new source for all your appliance needs in the area. We're Roswell Appliance Outlet. We sell new minor scratch and dent appliances, and we'll help you save 40 to 60% off of MSRP. All come with warranty and personalized service. We also offer parts and service for your existing household appliances. We offer financing and delivery options as well. Don't make that big box store mistake. Come see us at Roswell Appliance Outlet today at 600 South Main in Roswell, or call 575-363-9236.
Of all the flowers in the world, pansies get a bad rap. Hi, this is Jim Gill with Roswell Seed Company. The name pansies sound delicate and weak, but in reality, pansies are bold and beautiful. When the frost has killed all the other flowers, pansies start blooming, and they'll bloom all winter long, which is why you should come see us at Roswell Seed. We have a greenhouse full of colorful pansies ready to brighten up the coldest winter day. So come get your pansies, and remember, if someone calls you a pansy, take it as a compliment.
Check out some of the savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Cans of Food Club tomato sauce are 3 for $1, and assorted cans of Food Club vegetables are 2 for $1. In produce, Snow White cauliflower is $1.99 a pound, and Super Select cucumbers are 3 for $1. In the meat department, boneless, skinless chicken breasts are $1.79 a pound, and all sizes of honeysuckle white turkeys with pop-up timers are $1.59 a pound. These are just some of the bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
From morning runs to playing with grandkids, taking part in activities brings great joy to our lives, but it can also come with injuries. And for those in physically demanding jobs, the daily grind can wear on muscles, bones, and joints and lead to acute and long-term disorders. If you're suffering from an orthopedic injury, let our Artesia General Hospital specialists help. The sooner you address the root cause, the sooner you'll be back to living life in motion. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/orthopedics.
Our lives run on energy every day. And every day, your friends and neighbors at New Mexico Gas Company safely deliver reliable, affordable, essential energy to New Mexicans. The kind of energy that brings families together, that surrounds us in comfort, the energy that warms homes and hearts. We're New Mexico Gas Company, and every day we deliver the energy that's behind some of the warmest moments in your life. That's why we're here.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning wearing her Humane Society hat today, Crystal Noble back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Of course, you're back on the mend, but looking a lot better today. So if you do see her, help her out with the lifting and stuff. But doing pretty good there. So
yeah, I have eyes all around. So if I even attempt to pick up something, I have somebody, hey, and good. I'm like, it's not. Get down. Can pick up my cup of coffee.
She's like, I got this. Matter of fact, give me a second one. I got another hand. I need 2 cups.
Come on. Y'all gonna make me go into espresso mode.
That's right. But back at it, and so I'm sure the pets are very happy to see you back at the Humane Society shelter there.
I laughed because one of the dogs that she's very shy with new people. When I walked out there, she barked at me, and I was like, "Excuse you, Angel," and she's like, "Oh, hi."
She's like, "Oh, it's you. I hadn't seen you in a while."
She's like, "Where you been?"
Right.
You get the whole sniff down.
It's like, "You've been cheating on me."
What have you been doing?
Yeah, that's the only thing about animals, man. If I go pet anything, I get home and I feel like, what have you been doing?
It's funny. Every night as soon as I get home, all 3 of my dogs, they have to like corner me and like from head to toe, like, you touched 5 dogs today.
It's like, you have to share me with the world because I got to find friends for all of you.
And then they start rubbing on me and I'm like, okay, I get it. Yes. You're sent.
You're the one seed, guys. I love you more than the other ones, but I got to help them too. But Humane Humane Society. Of course, now that we're through the Halloween here, I imagine here in a couple days.
November 6th, which actually it'll probably be November 7th because that's a Tuesday instead of the Monday because we're not open. So November 7th, the black cats will officially go back up for adoption.
Okay, and all white too.
And
right?
all white.
Yeah.
I don't have any all white this year, so it's just I have 4 all black cats.
Okay. So, if you've been kind of online, kind of watching and monitoring those black cats and saying, I'm ready to give them a home here next week, we should be able to make that happen.
And we have, and it's funny because we have 3 males that are from the same litter, and they're like triplets. You cannot tell them apart.
Oh, they're exact, like even the coloring, because that's wild. Are they all black?
They are all black.
Okay.
The exact same way, and the only difference between one of them versus the 2 is the eyes.
Different color or
different color eyes.
Okay.
2 have gold eyes and 1 has blue.
Oh, interesting. They're both equally pretty, though. I'm trying to think of all black cat and yellow or blue eyes would be very pretty.
And I'm like, could you like put a couple of white hairs here and there so that way we could tell some difference between you?
Well, maybe need a bow or something. Tell them apart.
They are funny.
Contact lenses. Do they make those for cats so we can get a
right? Need to get those. What are they called? The goggles for the cats.
Oh yeah.
So that way their eyes, we have red goggles, we have blue goggles, and we have green goggles.
And then you can call them Louie, Huey, and Dewey. And then we'll go with, I'm sure they have names already, but.
I can't remember what we named them.
Well, what are you up to now as far as the naming? Is it movies or TV shows? Like a certain, because you guys kind of hit genres when you hit your naming, when it's time to name some of the pets.
When those kittens came in, because they came in with 3 other kittens, they were, it was 6. It was 3 tortoiseshells.
Okay.
And 3 black cats. And so I went to Google. I was like, nope, and nope. So I typed in Google tortoiseshell cat names. And then I typed in all black male cat names. And so I'm going to the website really quickly because I can't remember what we named them. So the tortoiseshells, the first one is Orla. The second one is Octavia.
Okay.
And then the third one is Raven.
All right.
And then the little boys, one is Crispin, one is Quill, and the other one is Gable.
Oh, okay.
Those are the most popular all black cat names.
I feel like you're getting a little literary with some of these. So, all right. Names are getting fancier tue, by the way. Like when I was younger, it'd just be, Fido.
Fido for cat or for dogs, and for cats, we have Mr. Squeaks.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
But speaking of selection, how are cats and dogs at the shelter right now? Good variety of each? Or?
So we have for cats. Actually, I have one cat that is actually at wait for.
Okay, the rest are waiting or in quarantine waiting.
All of the little black kitties, the tortoiseshell kitties, they are like just right under.
So maybe
the
another
mark.
Week or 2, they'll be available soon.
The one cat that we do have that is quite well and big enough is Skipper.
Okay.
Skipper is 12 weeks old.
Okay.
He's a long hair, and he's probably, I would say, more personable when it comes to playing than wanting affection.
Okay.
He wants to play more.
Okay, and that's probably more the kitten in him. That he'll probably outgrow that a little bit, and once he gets into a permanent family, oh man, that cat's a mess. Look at that thing. That cat's got personality. I can just tell by looking at it. It's got personality.
So he likes to play.
Got a big paw there too. Might grow up to be quite a big little kitty there.
He does. And what's funny is when you're like when we're cleaning in the mornings, each one gets their run around time. He likes to hide under things, and when you walk by, he likes to dart out in front of you. So he's the jokester.
Okay, and that's so and a lot of that's their instinctual learning to hunt and kind of thing. So that's cool that the fact that all that's in, because I'm sure some of that stuff, like in the natural world, the mom shows you some of that stuff, but to have that instinctual, just the hunting, I mean, it all isn't playing in form of playing for a kitty, but
Right.
But that's the stuff. So when you see your cats running around doing the zoomies and all that, and it's them actually kind of honing their hunting skills and doing that kind of stuff. That's what
And when
they're
they
doing.
crouch and they wiggle,
Mhm.
their pounce,
Yeah.
it's because that's what they do to hunt. They pounce on their prey.
Yeah, it looks fun and you have fun with it and you turn into little games with your cats, but this is all, kind of instinctual hunting and gathering skills for these cats. So it's cool to see that. And so once that cat gets into a loving family, then I can tell that's going to be, I bet that cat will be good with kids. And
I'm pretty
everything
sure.
else. Yeah.
And I could just picture him like hiding behind the curtains.
Yeah.
And then when you walk
Jumping out
by,
at
he's all
you.
whack.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be that cat. And those are fun. Those are always fun too. So I'm thinking that might be a good family cat. That might be a little bit too spry for an older person to get started with.
Yeah, I think he would definitely be a trip hazard for an older person.
Gotcha.
I think he would be wonderful as long as, like, if somebody else lived in the house
Sure.
with the older person that was
Sure.
more.
But if you're looking for like a companion style for an older person, this cat might not be your best suit there.
No, because he does like to get under your feet.
Sure.
And most cats do like to play and walk in between your feet and whatnot, but.
And I always say, if you are looking for a cat for maybe grandma or grandpa to kind of have as a companion, first off, make sure they're fully on board and part of the selection process of that. Don't surprise them with it. But second, lean towards our adult older cats. To be honest, the cats that, quite frankly, are a little harder to adopt because they're already adults, or people like puppies and kittens. That's what people like. But if you find one of these cats that maybe, like you said, maybe the owner passed and had a good cat for 5-10 years and it's still kind of, and those are great cats because they're just cats or companion cats. They're always going to be the ones that are either hanging nearby or just maybe in their lap or laying next to them on the floor. Those are those older cats like that they love routine and love to follow your routine. They would be a perfect cat for maybe your older family member.
We do have 3 adult cats that are just waiting for their second set of vaccinations.
Okay.
BB is one of them. She's a 2-year-old domestic short hair,
Okay.
and she's all black.
Okay. And 2's very young, so you got a full life ahead, but
Mhm.
still mature enough to you don't have to worry about so much of the
And
kitten
then
stuff.
we have a 3-year-old Scar, 3-year-old. His name is Scar. Sorry. Because he has a white streak on his face, like Scar from Lion King.
Okay, all
so
right.
he's black, and then he's got the white
He's
streak
got the
like
white
a
little
Scar.
stripe there. Okay.
He's a little bit shy. It takes him just a little bit to get used to you,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Well, those types of cats, once you kind of gain their trust, good luck losing that trust.
right. And then we have another one, 2-year-old female. Her name is Crybaby.
Okay.
That's the name she came with.
All right. I'm guessing she probably is a one that likes to get your
Talk.
attention whenever it
She's
wants
a
something.
talker.
Yeah. I got one of my tortoiseshells. She likes to talk.
Yeah. So her name suits her very well. She's a very talkative kitty, and when you are not paying attention to her, her tone changes to a very high-pitched tone. I was like, what is that? And they're like, that's the new cat. I was like, huh?
Oh, it sounds. I got a feeling she's got a little of my cat in her because sometimes I'll try to talk them. Like especially when I just get home from work or something, and I walk in and I start talking to Kim, and I didn't acknowledge Hannah right away, and she'll literally yell at me. Oh, that's a pretty cat. What a pretty cat. That's a beautiful cat. I love long hairs, and I kind of, I mean, they're a little bit more maintenance, but they're beautiful cats.
She's definitely a cat that will keep your attention because she loves attention.
Good.
And it's ironic because most females, female cats are more distant. And then when they want attention is when they want attention.
And they tell you.
They do. And she's like a male cat where they always want attention and rarely want separation. She's like that. She's like, love me, love me, love me. Oh, wait, love me.
So if you're looking for a partner in crime, this cat might be your possible partner there.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Love that. So that's the thing. Come meet the animals, find the personality. That's what it is. And then, of course, if you do see a pet there that you fall in love, please ask to get like to a private room or some private time with them. That way you get a chance to kind of see them little one-on-one, and you get to see some of the personality come out a little bit. And I always say this, try to do every time. Don't forget, you're seeing when you go to animal control or you go to the Humane Society looking for a pet to bring a part of your family, you're seeing these pets in kind of their worst condition. What I mean by that, they're stressed out. They're living in a kennel-like environment, which there's lots of barking, lots of noise,
Meowing.
lots of stress created there. So you're going to see these dogs and cats in a more amped up state, or more either anxious or anxiety or nervous or reserved and quiet and a little shy. Each animal has a personality just like humans, and they react. If you stuck a bunch of humans in the same thing, you'd get different personalities and different. Same thing with these animals. But once you get a little one-on-one and you start loving on them and kind of, then they start opening up to you. And I tell you, once you get them home and once you get them in kind of their new natural environment and home here, that's when you start seeing how cool of personality these pets have.
Blossom.
Yeah. And they're going to interact, and they're going to learn your routines and get in there and be a part of it. And then they're going to do all those weird things. And next thing you know, you're going to be doing TikTok videos of your dogs and cats doing weird things online and having fun with it. That's the beauty of it.
It is. And it's funny, like, animals are creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
The same as we are.
Yeah.
Like, when our routine gets thrown off, like, it throws our whole day off.
Mm-hmm.
It does the same thing to them. Like, when you change their routine, they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not how this is supposed to go.
Yeah. If I don't come home for lunch or come home late, they get me like, what are you doing, dude?
If I am 2 minutes late walking in that door for lunch to let them out, they are barking at me and yelling at me from the driveway.
Yeah.
Excuse you, where have you been?
Yeah, they don't care about
and
your
it's
life.
funny because, we say, like, animals can't tell time.
Yeah.
They have a gist of time because
they got an internal clock.
They do. And, like, the sun, like, where the sun is positioned and all of that stuff, those are things that they look at that we don't realize, They have a sense of time.
That's right. That's why they're nosing you at 5, 6 in the morning to either let them out or feed them or whatever they're looking for. It's the schedule.
I am so grateful that the cooler nights are coming because my Great Dane, in the summertime, he hates being outside during the day. And obviously, because it's hot.
Sure.
So he likes to go outside a lot in the nighttime when it's cooler, which is perfectly fine.
A lot of people like that. I'm like that.
Yeah. But in the summertime, he likes to go outside and play and bark at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Good thing you live out in the county, so you don't make too many people mad. Just probably yourself and your husband and, I don't know, maybe one other person.
And I'm like, Titus, this is nighttime. This is not playtime. And he's like, I want to play.
That's right.
I want to play. And I'm like, Titus, it's bedtime.
That's right.
I have to work. You get to lounge all day. Come on.
Right.
Inside. And he's
I got to
like,
pay for this palace that you're living in, bud.
And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, they
very
don't care about
appreciative of the cooler nights because he's like, oh, it's too cold out there. I don't want to go.
Now he's a little more.
He's a dainty prince. He's like, it's cold outside.
It's 70 today. Let's go play during the day. So,
yeah.
Good deal. Well, that's good. But this is the beauty of pets and all of that. So if you're looking to add to that to your home, please come to the Humane Society. Come and see these. And if you don't find an animal that doesn't resonate, walk right next door to Animal Control. You're rescuing a pet, regardless if you take it out of either facility. You're rescuing a pet and giving them a home. The big difference is obviously the Humane Society, they no kill, they find everybody. Animal Control they're not in the business of killing animals, but when they do get full, that's sometimes the option.
Unfortunately.
So it is.
But if more people are adopting and giving these animals living homes, that's less that Animal Control has to even think. They might have to euthanize.
And when there's available kennels and cages over at the Humane Society, they're right over at Animal Control. If there's animals on the short list or things like that, they scoop them up and bring them over to the Humane Society. Or be on the lookout online because we have a couple other organizations, nonprofits, and other animal-loving organizations.
Sammy LaFleur with Fora helps Animal Control tremendously, and she does a wonderful job at trying to find rescue groups.
Sure, they kind of raise the bells when they've got a few that are on the short list,
right?
And try to find them home.
They do quite a bit of networking online with shelters and rescues that are out of state to help get our animals out of Roswell and New Mexico.
And this is something, and this is why Crystal comes on every single time and browbeats us all. And I jump in with it on getting your pet spayed and neutered.
Yes.
Roswell, for as long as I can remember, has always had an animal overpopulation problem. We export animals to other communities because we can't take care of all the ones that come through our doors here.
And that's not including the amount of animals prior to that have had to be euthanized in shelters. We've literally overpopulated Colorado. So Colorado is like, wait a minute.
We're good. Yeah, we're running out of places that are going to take them because we've filled their coffers
and
too.
For a city that doesn't have an Olive Garden because we're not big enough for an Olive Garden, we need to not be overpopulating other cities and other states with our animals. We need to get on the ball, get them spay and neutered.
Sure. And it's on us, the public.
We offer vouchers. Vets, you can call them, you can talk to them and say, hey, this is, the situation I'm in. We can offer you a voucher to help.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if we're not able to help you, Sammy's doing wonderful things with helping people. There's help out there.
Absolutely.
You just got to get up off your butt.
Yeah.
And take your animal to the vet and get it done.
There's even churches in our community that are doing like pet pantries or
St. Andrews does.
St. Andrews is.
They do. I think it's every third Tuesday or Wednesday. They give food for people who are low on food.
But sometimes they'll even help with some of those spay and neuter stuff. If they, I mean, it's a case by case deal, but they, there are resources if you do have a pet that needs to be spayed or neutered. Obviously, if you adopt a pet from the Humane Society or Animal Control, that pet will actually leave the Humane Society and go to your vet of choice, where it will be spayed or neutered and microchipped. If it doesn't need to be spayed or neutered because it already is spayed or neutered, it'll still go to get microchipped. Because regardless of where you live, but because the city of Roswell has an ordinance on chipping animals, if you adopt from a shelter in Roswell, by ordinance, you have to have it chipped, even if you do not live in Roswell.
Right.
So please be aware of that. And it's a good thing. It's
an invisible tag, and it's an invisible form of identity.
Yeah, you'll never know or need it. Or like if your dog never gets lost or cat ever gets lost, you'll never know, or that even happened. But that day that your cat or dog is missing, that might be the only way that you get it back. And so it's going to be done anyway. It's easy. It's in and out. It's no big deal.
I tell the story of the lady from Maryland. She lost her dog. It was microchipped.
Yeah.
It came into our shelter. We scanned it, and we're able to reunite her with her dog for 3 years missing.
Wow. See, that's like
to Maryland.
Those are those stories you see online. Matter of fact, I saw one this morning. A dog was missing. This one was 5 months, and they found this dog again.
Yeah, for 3 years, her dog had been missing, and it comes through our shelter as a stray, scanned it for a microchip, got through to the microchip company.
I would have liked to seen the reunion.
She flew from Maryland here. It was very emotional.
I would have bet, yeah.
It was very,
I would have
very
liked
emotional.
to see that reunion, especially the reaction of her pet to see that.
And, people don't realize this, but an animal will always remember your scent.
Mm-hmm.
And, the kinder you treat them, then the better you treat them, the happier they're going to be to see you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like you always see those videos of like
the soldiers going to war. I can't watch those. They make me cry. I'm like, oh,
you see the dog just go, absolute crazy. Oh,
so
man.
I'm so like, okay, and this sounds really horrible, but I'm like anti-human. Like, I don't care that you've been gone for 5 months. I care that your dog has been distraught that you've been gone for 5 months.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm like, oh, look, you're reunited with your mother. Oh, you're reunited with your dog.
Yes, that's a good story. But yeah, and that's to me, that's what makes being a pet owner great, because you really, once you, if you be a good parent, you've got this loyal, loving animal that is just an amazing part. And to be honest, I don't know how my life would be right now if I didn't have the cats in life. It'd be certainly a whole lot worse. And
it's so weird coming home to like an empty house with no animals. I'm like, ugh.
Oh, it freaks me out. Like on those times where like, it doesn't happen often, but like say you had to take the cat or dog to the vet, leave them overnight for spay or neuter or surgery or something. And you get home and it's like, it's weird. You're like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have nobody to feed. Yeah, it's weird.
For a second, you like it, but then you're like, miss it.
Right.
For a second, you're like, oh, I'll have to. But then you're like, I kind of wanted to do that. I like hanging out and petting the dogs.
Right.
It's my little catharsis too. And so, yeah, you don't realize it till you don't do it sometimes. But so that being said, please come please come visit the shelter. Like I said, if you do have your heart set on those black cats, the ones that are weight, they'll be available here next week. We've got sounds like a good smattering of kittens that are on the cusp of being.
Yeah, they're like some of them are like 1.9 and then some are 2.1. Okay. So they're just like almost there.
And if you're looking for little dogs, I know you're going to get a bunch in pretty quick here, but
we do have quite a bit of small dogs right now. We have more that'll be coming out of quarantine within the next 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
But we do have a lot of little small dogs.
I know those seem to be popular, and usually
medium
we have the bigger
dogs. Yeah. Got quite a bit of those, and of course we still have a lot of large dogs.
Yeah, large dogs are always plenty there because they're in less demand than. But I will say this, and I'm not trying to be biased to little dogs. I love little dogs too. They're fun. Big dogs, if you're looking for the real companion. Like the real, like you always see those movies where the dog's like on the bike with you, or you know what I mean? Like you're playing Frisbee and the dog's there with you. The big dogs are those dogs. Those are your labs and your golden retrievers and your German shepherds and your pit bulls.
There was a guy in town that had I think it was a schnauzer, just like the smaller schnauzers. And he actually would take his schnauzer on his motorcycle with him places, and he had the goggles for him.
I've seen a few of those videos like that.
The suit that what you could wear it in the front or the back.
Okay.
So he would put the schnauzer on his back, and then the schnauzer's head would hang over the side, and he'd have the goggles on, and he'd just be cruising around town. And I'm like, I can't even get my dog to do stupider things.
Right.
And, you can get him to ride on a backpack and a friggin' motorcycle.
I saw a video of a guy with a cat who did that.
Yes.
And he had a little helmet and the goggles.
Yes.
And the cat would jump, like he'd literally just point at the motorcycle. The cat would jump up and get on the bike. He'd helmet it up and put the goggles, sit on it. The cat was like excited and just part of the routine.
And then I saw the one with the guy who had the side cart.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
It was like one of the Shetland sheepdogs. Okay. And the dog would jump and sit in the side cart, and then he would buckle it in. He had a seat belt for the dog. And then he'd put the goggles on. And when he would start driving, the dog would put its paw up on the side. And just chilling. And I'm like, wow.
I saw one of those in a parade with a bear. It was a video of a bear, and they put it in the sidecar.
Oh, wow.
And I'm guessing it was a former circus bear or something, because it literally sat in the sidecar and waved. It waved. I'm like, is that a real bear? Like, it is a real bear, but it was literally like the parade wave down in the bear, and I was like, wow.
So you can teach your animals to do a lot of things.
Absolutely, yeah. You'll be amazed at what animals pick up.
My dogs, if I pull the truck up by the gate, they know they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I'll open the door to the gate and then the truck. And so it's locked on both sides. Mm-hmm. And they don't even look right. They don't look left. They just look truck. And they jump. They get in the truck. They get in their spots and they sit.
Yeah.
And they wait. And I'll roll the windows down. And then their heads go.
It's all like part of the routine. It's like
it is.
Like for an instance with my cat, Bella, my black and white. She has designated lunchtime as her time with me. So, like, I get home and I'll eat, and Hannah's usually one that wants to be in my lap and stuff. But at lunchtime, Bella's like, I got dibs on your lap for lunch. And I guess they worked it out. I don't know. But she gets up in my lap, and she's like, no matter what I'm doing, she wants to be in my lap during lunch. So sometimes I'll throw something in the toaster oven to heat up, And so I'll be sitting there watching TV. She's in my lap, and she's got to the point now where she knows, like, if that toaster up, ding, she gets right up. I don't even have to say nothing. She knows, oh, Dad's lunch is ready. I got to get up. I mean, it's so, she in essence trained herself just because she hears the ding off the toaster oven and knows, oh, Daddy's getting up, time to get up. And she doesn't grumble. And then as soon as I get my food, come back, she's right back there in my lap. A lot of times I've got like a paper plate and she's trying to balance on my lap. And then she does the, what you got, Dad? I'm like, none of your business. Yeah, and no, but she's good, and then she just lays there, and then I'll rest the plate actually on her back sometimes. But it's a whole routine we have at lunch.
That's too funny.
Just like that point you're making about the dogs, they got their spots, the window, same thing, that bell, ding, oh, time to get down. That's what pets do. That's what they do. They learn your routines, and quite frankly, are better at keeping you on task with it sometimes, depending on especially if it's stuff they need you to do as part of the routine. They will definitely make sure you're on task.
You.
Yes.
So before we go,
yes, we don't talk thrift store and all that. Yes.
So we got some really cool stuff coming.
And of course, now that we're done Halloween, so if you want to donate some of your pumpkins and stuff, they'll turn around and sell. If you got new stuff and please, I'd love to have that because they'll turn around and sell Halloween again and make some more money. But Christmas decor now is probably the best stuff.
Tomorrow and so let's see, Friday on tomorrow's the 3rd. Yes. So Friday the 3rd, the entire back room is going to be half off.
All right.
And then on Saturday the 4th, the entire store is going to be half off.
Oh, wow. And by the way,
this
is already super uber inexpensive prices. So when you're taking half off on something that's already been knocked down half off.
Right. So what they're doing is they're trying to clear everything out of the store.
Okay.
Because they're going to be closed the 8th and the 9th.
Oh, is that when they do the Christmas
Because we're getting set
rollout?
up for the Christmas for the pets.
Okay.
This year, we're going to do the Christmas for the pets 2 days.
All right. Not 1, but 2 days.
We're going to do it Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th.
All right.
So on the days of Friday the 10th and the 11th, they're going to move furniture outside. So all the Christmas decor is inside.
Okay.
So they're going to have right outside the garage door.
So it'll be next weekend. Right?
Next weekend.
Yeah, 9th and 10th next weekend, I believe. If you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the outside furniture that's outside in the parking lot is going to be 75% off.
Good deal.
They have 2 treadmills. They have an elliptical. They have a stand-on swish. I don't know what it's called, but a lot of exercise equipment.
Like the ski thing or whatever, not the...
Kind of.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what they call it.
I don't know what it's called, but and then...
It's an iteration of like the elliptical stuff. It's just different motion.
Yes. On the 11th is when we will do the bake sale.
Okay.
So Friday and Saturday of next
Come Saturday
week.
for the baked goods. If you're looking for that exclusively, then that'll be Saturday morning.
Right.
But if you want to get the best deals, probably come Friday because...
They have 2 storage sheds full of Christmas stuff. So
there's a lot that's got to go.
Yeah.
Good
So
deal.
what they're trying to do is get everything out that's non-Christmassy.
So you probably need to do 2 days. You probably need to hit it Friday and then come back Saturday and see what's new, and maybe, depending on how dedicated you are, maybe a morning and afternoon run for each one, you know?
I laughed because I was like, we really have that much Christmas stuff? And she's like, yes. And I was like, wow.
Good. That's good. So,
it is. It's wonderful because
so hold off
it's
on buying
like,
Christmas decor.
It's like almost brand new. Like there's still Christmas trees still taped in the box, closed.
Please.
I know because I bought the gnome one.
Please hold off on buying that stuff, especially for all you families out there. It's going to be your first Christmas and you already spent a bunch of money on Christmas gifts and stuff and you wanted to have a tree and all that. I get it. That's a lot of money. Don't go new. Go wait, give it a week. Come on down to the thrift store, Humane Society's thrift store, and like you said, you can get a brand new tree for pennies on the dollar. You get the ornaments, the decor, the lighting, and that way you're not spending all your money on decor, and you can spend it on Christmas gifts and all that kind of stuff. So definitely, please, definitely come and visit the thrift store. Take advantage of this 2-day Christmas sale. Like I said, it'll be the 9th. The 10th, that Friday, November, and then the 11th on Saturday there. So, and while you're there, don't hesitate to walk into the shelter side and visit and see all those available pets for adoption and things like that. But, and if you've never been to the thrift sale, you need to go. Come today. Wednesday was their new stuff day, but they open up here in about 8 minutes. Get on down there and definitely do some shopping, pennies on the dollar. I always say this, that if you're looking for clothing, like say you maybe just graduated the college, whatever, or just landed the new job out of school and you're like, wow, I've been wearing shirts and T-shirts and more casual clothing. I need some business attire. And then you go to the store and shop business attire. And it's like, oh, man, I got to spend $1,000 on a new wardrobe just to get 5 outfits. Go to the thrift store. Go to the thrift store. If you need like business attire clothing, dresses, suits, slacks and button-up shirts, things like that, a lot of that stuff is available there for you. a lot of it's brand new, were worn once, and normally you pay like $400 or $500 for a suit or dress. You could go to the thrift store and basically pay a third or a tenth of that price. And it's the same quality dress and suit that someone paid brand new for.
They are.
And you get it for pennies on the dollar.
So, and if you're wanting to just be that much more cheaper, wait until tomorrow when everything's 50% off.
Exactly. So please take advantage of it.
Like $10 normally, it'll be $5 on Saturday.
Although I don't mind if you pay a little bit more, because every dime that the thrift store raises
to the shelter,
back to the pets.
Yes.
Whether it's paying for vet bills or electric bills or food and litter or toys or just cleaning supplies and the upkeep of that. All the money raised. So please shop early, shop often, come back every week. Wednesdays are the new stuff days. We have a collective group that they're there at 10:01 every morning, ready to.
Some are there at 9:45.
And so
in the cooler months, they're staying in their cars.
Yeah, I must say we're getting to the point where they're not going to be lined up outside so much.
Yeah, they'll start lining up about 10 or 9:59.
Yeah,
but we do have people that come every Wednesday. The exact same time they show up. They even have their own parking spaces. It makes me laugh because it's like it's a mutual
They've
thing.
worked their own hierarchy out.
Right. They're like, I'm going to park here because I'm going to buy something big. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to park here because it's colder now. And they're like, okay. And it's funny because they sit outside and they talk to each other while they're waiting.
Sure.
So
I bet they look out for each other.
They
too.
make friends. They're like, hey,
sure.
I saw this thing that you were looking for. It's over there.
Exactly. I bet they kind of look out for each other. It's like,
It's fun.
weren't you looking for a coffee table? I just saw it. Yeah, I bet they do. So please come check it out and come support. It's on East McGaffey. What's the actual address?
701 is the thrift store. The kennels are 703.
They're all right next door to each other.
And then Animal Control's right behind us at 705.
Yeah.
So you got a trifecta.
Yeah, so please come and don't forget you could check out roswellhumane.org. That is the website. Like you said, all the pets that are calling the shelter home are there. If you see not available next to the name or the picture, that means they're in quarantine. They're not making weight, or they're waiting on shots or whatever. There's a reason. Like some of these kittens we were talking about, they'll be coming up next week. They're just a hair underweight before they can get to a point where they're adoptable. So but they're up there now as not available. If you find one of those and you're like, oh, that's the one, call, check in, keep talking, and they'll keep you up to date. Yeah, because that tells them, oh, we got a person really fall in love with this particular cat or dog, and the moment that quarantine lifted, they'll reach out to you and say, come visit, come meet this
Come
cat,
visit, and we will set up introductions with everybody in the household.
Yeah.
So that way we can make sure that it's going to be a family
Absolutely.
fit.
Yeah. The idea is for you to find a loving pet that is going to be your love for the next 10, 15, 20, whatever long, you have that pet.
Yeah. Some cats live very long.
Yeah.
Long.
That's the idea. We want to make sure that every single one of these animals go to a loving home, and quite frankly, they don't see them again because they're living off their lives and their happy families. And
you can bring by photos and we can see them that way, but I really don't want you to bring the cat back to the shelter because that's stressful.
Yeah, especially cats. Once they're set, they're there. They created that.
They're like, no.
Yeah, good deal. Is there anything we missed?
I think we got it all.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Crystal, as always.
Thank you.
Sure, you got a bevy of things waiting for you back at the shelter there.
Unfortunately.
And come on out this weekend. Don't forget next weekend, the big sale too. Next Saturday, Friday and Saturday. And
bake sales on Saturday.
And the bake sales. Yeah, so if you're looking for the baked goods, Friday you're going to be a little disappointed. It's all on Saturday. So if you come looking I don't smell no baked goods because it's tomorrow. So.
It'll be the next day. So that just means you have to come back again.
That's right. And we'll have new stuff for you to check out.
Yes.
So good deal. Well, thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
A landmark cooperation agreement between Israel and several Arab nations shows signs of unraveling. The latest from the Media Line's Felice Friedson.
The first tangible sign of distress for the Abraham Accords in response to the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas came on Thursday with the recall of Bahrain's ambassador to the Jewish state and the possible cessation of economic ties between the two nations. The moves were revealed in a statement by the Bahrain parliament. Notably absent is confirmation from the foreign ministry. Bahrain was the first of 4 Middle Eastern nations to sign normalization agreements with the State of Israel in 2020. The pacts are being viewed as a barometer of the viability and durability of Israel-Arab peacemaking. The other signatories are the United Arab Emirates, Morocco, and Sudan. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. Guilty, that's the verdict in the trial of a one-time cryptocurrency king.
A New York jury has convicted Sam Bankman-Fried of fraud in a scheme that cheated customers and investors of at least $10 billion. After the month-long trial, jurors rejected Bankman-Fried's claim during 4 days on the witness stand in Manhattan federal court that he never committed fraud or meant to cheat customers before FTX, once the world's second-largest crypto exchange, collapsed into bankruptcy a year ago. His fall was spectacular. He went from a Super Bowl ad and dreams of a future run for president to conviction for what prosecutors say was the biggest fraud in U.S. history. I'm Norman Hall.
They're planning a huge celebration today in Arlington, Texas. It's a parade for the World Series champion Texas Rangers. The first World Series championship for the team, which relocated to Arlington in 1972. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The news
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Roy. Roy filling in for the Deuces and Trace Inviernos today. Sean's off today, doing a little R&R, so he'll be back Monday. But so happy Friday, everybody. Hope your Friday is going well. Gotta thank the fine folks at McDonald's. Each and every single Friday, they provide us with this delicious breakfast treats, as they do each and every morning. I haven't had a chance to go through the bag. What's some of the selection of food we have today, Roy?
Just an assortment of your fundamentals, your Egg McMuffins, your burritos.
Good deal. Your breakfast fave.
Pumpkin cream pie.
Oh yeah, you got the That's 'tis the season for the pumpkin cream pie, and if you ask nice, you can get it in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask nice.
If you ask nice.
If you ask nice, you might get. Hey, it's pumpkin. That's fruit. Cream. You need cream in the morning, right? And the bread is you eat. It's a pastry. Call it a morning pastry. It's use the old Bill Cosby bit about chocolate cake. And he was feeding the kids chocolate cake for breakfast, and his wife was like, "What are you feeding them chocolate cake for breakfast for?" And the kids convinced him it's got eggs, it's got milk, it's got butter, it's breakfast food. Dad is great. Give him some chocolate cake. Yeah, that's old Bill Cosby. I know Bill Cosby's name has fallen south here in the recent years, but back when he was everybody's friend. That was his comedy bit. Bill Cosby himself. That's his best one ever.
Yeah.
His comedy bits. Go check it out. It was like 80. When did that thing come out? It was like early 80s. Like 81, 82, 80, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah. What?
That's Bill Cosby's by far best stand-up special. That's where he's talking about the dentist and he was talking about how his brother, he thought his brother was damn it and he was Jesus Christ because his dad, that's how he could dress him. Damn it, get in here. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Yeah, that's that bit. So anyway.
Just like pizza is a healthy food.
Yeah,
it has
exactly.
all the right ingredients.
So, Bill Cosby, now bad, but, back when he did that bit, it was pretty good. So big thank you to McDonald's. Do you know if they, because last Friday they were out of the sweet and spicy sauce. Hopefully they reacquired.
I don't know. Last time I heard, they just they stopped getting them.
Well, I don't put it this way.
I don't assume they got more.
If you could not procure one, and you still want that sweetness, grab you a grape or strawberry jelly and throw it on your breakfast sandwich. Especially if you got a sausage-based sandwich, it's a 10. Egg McMuffin, McGriddle, biscuit, it don't matter. Put some grape jelly or I go grape because I'm a grape guy, but if you prefer strawberry, you do you. It will elevate your sandwich to a 10.
Yeah.
If you do procure the sweet and spicy jam, use that first because it goes to quote a movie I love, to 11.
What movie is that?
You don't know the great movie that is Spinal Tap?
Oh, no, I haven't gotten around to watching that yet.
This is Spinal. That's a great movie. I love it.
I was just thinking about it the other day.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies. But yeah, it's a documentary. If you've never seen it, it's a documentary. It's a mockumentary is actually what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie filmed. If you love, it's Christopher Guest.
I was thinking about Princess Bride the other day. So I was like, I got to watch. I haven't watched Spinal Tap yet.
Well, that's a whole different. If you ever, one of his other great movies is Best in Show, and it's basically a mockumentary about dog shows, like the Westminster Dog Show or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a 10 too. They've got a couple other ones, A Mighty Wind, which is about folk singing. They got one about community theater, which I can't remember the name of it. But Spinal Tap.
Isn't there a hockey one or something?
Well, there's not with Guest, I don't think.
Okay.
So if you but his one seeds are Spinal Tap and Best in Show. But yes, there's a scene in Spinal Tap where he's one of the guys in the band's like showing off his home, his apartment. He's like, check out my hi-fi stereo. And he goes, see how everyone else's goes to 10? Not mine. It goes to 11. So that's the whole thing. And so if you're my age, that's a standing joke. But when you get to your age, it kind of fades away.
I've been trying to watch that, but I never got around to it yet.
Yeah. It's a 10. I love that movie. I'm surprised you haven't watched with your dad because you like watching movies like that with your dad, and I'm pretty sure that movie is way on your dad's radar.
Yeah.
I know that's got to be. If he's around my age, that's on his radar.
I think he's seen it like once before.
Yeah. I love Spinal Tap. It's one of my favorite movies. But anyway, big thank you to McDonald's. Get the jam on your breakfast sandwich. It is a 10. If you can procure the sweet and spicy, go there. But if you can't, ask for grape or strawberry. You'll thank me later. So big thank you to McDonald's.
Let's see a random Spinal Tap reference in one of their next meals. Or
they got
their sauce or whatever.
All of the. If you love band concert movies and all that, because like the big touring and the Stonehenge scene where it's It's like they get there's a scene where they're in these pods on stage doing their show, but one of the pods gets stuck and he's trying to get out of the pod during the concert. And then they have Stonehenge come down, but turns out the Stonehenge is like this big, so they think it's going to be huge, and then it, bring us Stonehenge, and it comes down, it's like this big, sitting on the stage. It's you got to see. There's a thing where they're at a venue and they can't find the stage, so they're lost, walking around the hallways trying to get to the stage for the show, but they keep getting, it's not this way. Turn. It's a great movie. I love that movie. So
actually, what made me think of that was we watched Quest for Camelot for like the first time. Have you watched that movie?
I don't think I have.
It's like one of those like late '90s kind of like movies. I remember like they had McDonald's toys for it.
Okay,
it's like a double-headed dragon.
Okay, yeah, it was my military days. I missed a lot of TV during my military days.
But yeah, it was like voiced by Don Rickles and Eric Idle.
Well, I like that actually brings me to it.
Yeah.
Don Rickles is involved. I love Don Rickles. So
yeah,
maybe I'll check it out.
And like one of the singing voices in it is Steve Perry.
Really?
Like he's actually credited in the movie.
Nice.
So it's just
so far I'm in.
It's
Don
funny.
Rickles and Steve Perry singing. All right, I'll check it out. All right, we better get to our hour here. We got our guests patiently waiting. We got a full slate for you this hour. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a minute. And then we're going to talk with Alzheimer's Association and Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. We're going to have Don Weld and Kim Ryan join us to talk Alzheimer's Association. Of course, tomorrow is the big Alzheimer's Walk. If you want to get involved, there is still time. Time is there. Even though we're less than 24 hours away, it is still there. But we'll talk with Don and Kim here and about that. Also joining Don will be Steve Alvarez from Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. So we're going to talk a little Bitter Lake. Busy season at Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. I call it road trip season for Bitter Lake. It's road trip season for Bitter Lake because, all the migratory animals, this is their busy season. So a lot going on at Bitter Lake. So Steve will join us along with Don and Kim, and we'll talk about what's going on at Bitter Lake as well as what's going on with the Alzheimer's Walk tomorrow. So all of that on deck for this hour of the show here. But before we do any of that, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. With high pressure centered over central New Mexico, we're expecting a pretty nice weekend. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 for the afternoon high today. Should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear, dipping down to a low of about 40. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 again on Saturday, and we keep the sunshine. Clear and low 40s Saturday night, sunny and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. And currently, let me get my weather up here, 41 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 57%. Winds currently out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Beautiful weekend. If you love the low 80s, this is your high water mark for the weekend here. Sunny, 82 for today. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight with an overnight low of 41 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, beautiful day, sunny, 82. Winds out of the northwest, 5 miles per hour. For Saturday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 43. Sunday, mostly sunny and 82. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10. And then Monday, and actually we're going to be warm till about Thursday of next week from what I'm seeing. 85 on Monday, 85 on Tuesday, 82 on Wednesday. Then we drop to 68 on Thursday. So methinks some kind of front rolling in Wednesday night there. We do have almost a week out before that, so we got some time on there. But that's look at your weather. Before we take a break here, do want to invite you to check out the great deals going on at Big O Tires here in Roswell. If you it is that season, road trip season's around the corner. Is your tires up? Is your brakes up? All that? Well, better make sure, get on down to Big O Tires here in Roswell. And right now you can fall into savings this month at Big O Tires. You can save up to $140 on select sets of tires with a mail-in rebate. Plus, you can get up to $200 in instant savings available on shocks and struts. And don't forget, Big O Tires is more than tires. Of course, they're really good at the tires. But if you need oil change, brakes, alignments, batteries, shocks and struts, AC or tune-up work, fluid flushes for your vehicle, and much more service stuff, Big O Tires got you covered. They want to keep you safe on the roads. That's why they offer a free multi-point inspection with every single service. Plus, free convenient shuttle and drop-off and pickup, too, so they can work around your schedule, make it as convenient as possible for you. And if you need financing, guess what? New 12-month interest-free financing available on eligible purchases, too, at Big O Tires here in Roswell. So stop on by your Big O Tires, locally owned and operated right here in Roswell. Swing on by 1305 North Main and schedule an appointment today, or visit bigotires.com and get that appointment scheduled. Big O Tires, the team you trust. All right, it is 8:17. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll have the folks talking Alzheimer's Association and Bitter Lake up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Honey, read this. Seems Councilman Barry Foster didn't pay his water bill for over 2 years, owing almost $2,000.
How? They would have cut his water off.
State mandates the water service couldn't be cut during COVID.
This says the Fosters make around $150,000 a year, and they refuse to pay their water bill?
Since Barry Foster's been on city council, city debt has tripled. With rising crime, he voted against hiring 5 new police officers.
And the city delayed vital repairs to our drinking water system. Now, repair costs have skyrocketed.
It's time for a change.
Change by voting for Carlos Marujo.
He's a supervisor at Eastern New Mexico U. Carlos knows how inflation impacts Roswell's working families.
Carlos Marujo will demand Roswell live within its means. He respects taxpayers.
We can't afford 16 years of Councilman Barry Foster.
Our Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by Our Values PAC. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Fall time is almost here, and the holidays will be here before you know it. The Calico Cow invites you to move on into the cow and check out the new holiday fabrics arriving daily and take advantage of a huge sale on Brothers sewing machines now through the end of the year. Get free lessons, maintenance, and a first-year cleaning included. Fall into savings at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, now at their new location, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
From morning runs to playing with grandkids, taking part in activities brings great joy to our lives, but it can also come with injuries. And for those in physically demanding jobs, the daily grind can wear on muscles, bones, and joints and lead to acute and long-term disorders. If you're suffering from an orthopedic injury, let our Artesia General Hospital specialists help. The sooner you address the root cause, the sooner you'll be back to living life in motion. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/orthopedics.
Have you ever had someone do something kind and out of the ordinary for you? How did that make you feel? I know for me, it brightens my day. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not get tired of doing what's right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." I've learned when you don't know what to do, just do the next right thing. Keep sowing good things into your spouse and your family. Be patient. God promises He will give you a harvest. It will make a difference. A successful farmer just keeps on working and expects to have a great harvest.
I know when my husband brings me flowers, it blesses me. So do something unexpected for your spouse. It will pay off.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. And hold on, we got a lot to hit you here in the next 20, 30 minutes here. So joining us in studio this morning, we're going to start with the gap. Or the glue, the binding here. Don Well joining us here this morning, wearing two hats this morning, wearing his Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico hat and his Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge hat joining us. Also joining us, Steve Alvarez with Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, and Kim Ryan, who's wearing her Alzheimer's Association hat this morning. So, good morning, everyone. How are y'all doing today?
Doing good. Hey, good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Good deal. So, if you're saying, is there anything to do in this town? Well, I'm about to point to you exhibits A and B that there is lots of stuff going on here this weekend. Of course, you want to start with Alzheimer's first and go there since that.
Sure, they're in the morning.
They're in the morning,
Yes.
So chronologically, I think that works best here.
Starts with A. So.
There you go. Well, if we're going to do exhibit A, might as well start with A right here. So, but if you have not heard, I don't know how, but in case it slipped your radar. Tomorrow morning is the annual Walk to End Alzheimer's annual walk that our Alzheimer's Association here for Southeast New Mexico does every single year. Good news is there's still time for you to participate. It'll start tomorrow morning right here on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. I cannot stress that enough. Some people are thinking it's still over at Cielo Grande. Not this year. We are back at the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. So what time is everybody starting to gather? About 9-ish or so, I think?
Sign-ups is at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, okay.
And opening ceremony starts at 10.
Okay.
We hope to be walking by 10:30.
Yeah. And, of course, if we've had hopefully some teams that have been raising money and worked in here for months now. But if you just found out about it, please don't let that stop you from coming out tomorrow. Even if you don't have a team or you haven't been organizing, come on out, support it, get involved, and let's see if we can probably get you close to that mic. They're not. Yeah, there you go. You got a quieter voice. You got to be like me and be.
It's always good if you eat the money.
Yeah. But so if you haven't been raising money and all that, please come on out, support. If you make a donation, please, because but if you want to come out and wear your purple and walk around the courthouse lawn with us and show show the colors, show the support. So when people are out and about diddy bopping on Saturday morning looking for breakfast or looking, hey, why is the farmer's market gone? Whatever they're doing, they're like, hey, what's going on out here? And they'll say, hey, and then they might pop in. But it is a bit of a roller coaster of emotions because it's an event that we honor those that we have lost to Alzheimer's,
right.
And we celebrate the ones that are still fighting, and we celebrate the fact that for the first time in people's lifetimes, we're seeing perhaps a light at the end of the tunnel here on it when it comes to Alzheimer's. And so we feel like how many more of these walks? We're probably pretty close to getting to a point where we're seeing where, because we've got to keep raising money because once they discover, then it's getting it out, making it affordable and all that stuff. But I feel like one of these, times we're going to get there and they're like, we've got a medicine that it's not testing anymore. It's available to anyone that wants to get it. And we're getting closer to that. A lot of the stuff they're seeing now is all in testing stages and things. But assuming the FDA gets through all this and makes their approvals, and we could say here, we could say there's a cure.
We do have one out right now.
Okay, that is like
FDA approved, Medicaid approved, and you just have to be in your early stages.
Okay, so it's got to catch if you get diagnosed early. Okay.
But it has been proven to lower it by 47%.
Wow, that's a huge. That's a great percent.
Let's say it happened to me, and I started it today. I may never reach that point that my mother died.
Gotcha.
And so, guess what that means? It means you may not have to have full-time
care.
caregiver. You may be on your own.
It just not working right here. Is that mic not working right?
Is it my mic?
Yeah, I don't know. If
it doesn't like me.
Connected or what?
Talk directly into it.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Maybe it's in your room. But anyway, there's a lot of excitement going on.
Absolutely.
And it's because of people like you guys giving us in-kind radio time and everybody that's given us sponsorships, everyone who shows up.
Y'all do the real work.
But everyone who shows up, if it wasn't for us and our communities, we would not be where we're at today. So I want to give a great big thank you to everyone who has participated so far. And again, our event tomorrow is free to show up to.
Absolutely.
And I'm getting excited. I don't know about you, Don.
Well, I am. Yeah.
It's and the weather's going to be beautiful tomorrow.
It is.
There really is zero excuses for you to come out and support. Come and come out and even if you don't own purple, no problem. Come out. We'll find you some purple. But but we would love to have you come out, and we would get it to a point where it's just a sea of people out there all walking and supporting this cause and raising that awareness and getting people and like you said, with the medicines out, I don't know how they are on detection and all this, but it sounds like the earlier the screenings, the better. You know, much like many of your cancers and things, they talk about early detection's the key.
Yes.
Sounds like with Alzheimer's it is too, and we're at a point in medical history where like they catch us early, we can reverse this stuff,
right?
And reverse it, and put, you know, like you said, not a complete cure, but to where you can manage this disease for a lot longer periods of time, where you can have quality life back.
Yes.
That's just it. Unfortunately, with Alzheimer's, it all ends the same. If we can delay that as long as possible, and that's where we've been at for years, and they're a lot better. Like, I'm going to guess 20, 30 years ago, you were diagnosed with Alzheimer's, you were done.
Yep. You knew where it was going to go.
Now there's a chance to at least provide quality of life for a lot longer for that person, until we hit those later stages and things like that. And if we play the way we're going, people won't have to hit those later stages anymore.
And we can still sign you up as a walker, or you can actually put together a team tomorrow at the event.
Okay, we can do kind of like golf scrambles where they just grab people.
Yeah.
All right, we're a team now. Let's do this.
Just go do it.
But come on out, like you said, 9 a.m. is when the registration, everything gets started. If you get there a little earlier, Don's going to say he can set up a table or some chairs or put some water on that table. He'll put you to work if you get there earlier.
That's right.
We got plenty of work.
And by the way, if you're like, hey, I'd love to volunteer. I'd love to get involved, and come out early. Come out. I think they'll be out there starting probably about 7 in the morning, setting up and getting going. And talk to them if you want to be get involved and volunteer to be a member of the organization, to sign up and get more active involved. Kim and all the other volunteers will be out there to tell you how to do that. But we would come out, support it, even if you're like, I'm just hearing about it. Come on out Saturday morning, tomorrow morning. Everything begins at 9 a.m. And you'll be done by, about noonish or so, I think. By the time everything's all said and done, it'll be kind of breaking up about then.
Yeah.
And then going for the rest of the day.
Later.
We got a special thing.
We do. Go ahead, Don.
As they finish the walk, we're going to have a group from the Roswell Fire Department and a group from the Roswell Police Department are going to have a tug-of-war.
All right.
So
surprise,
who's
surprise.
the biggest?
Let the bragging and smack talk begin. Let's do this. Yeah.
That'll be good.
I don't know.
Yeah,
firefighters do a lot of hiking and climbing, and I feel like they deal with more physical stuff. But then again, they ain't wrestling with people on the ground either.
That's
So
right.
I don't know. It could go either way. Yeah.
Yeah, I just spoke with Matt yesterday, and he says, "Yeah, I'll find some people together."
Well, come out and cheer them both on.
And we have the Charlie Angels dance team going to be there cheering them on.
They
too.
are official, almost ambassadors of Roswell. They really are. The Charlie's Angels dance team is really the unofficial ambassadors of Roswell, and it's a good an event when the Charlie's Angels folks are there to bring it on. That's what they do. So go see that and help them out too, because all these performances, they do this for the great of the community, but at the same time, that's training for them and practice, and because there's a reason why they win the national championship every year.
That's right,
because they're amazing at what they do, and so all these performances and things they do for our community really is them getting. It helps the community, and that's why they do it. But it also gets them ready for their competitions and everything too. So it's gonna be a fun event. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna meet friends. The beautiful part is, it's going to be nice weather tomorrow, so you're not going to be freezing, walk around. You're going to be nice. And I say, after a lap or two, you'll be shedding layers.
There you go. Very good. Yep.
But that's all tomorrow. And then, of course, the fight does not end after that. Keep getting involved. Keep raising money. If you have family members, or maybe you have family that have been recently diagnosed, please come out. There's lots of resources of people to help you with. If you're just getting introduced to this battle as a family, come out tomorrow. You will find so much support and people that can help you navigate what's next. and tell you and how to get through that. And
we are there for that.
That's exactly
big part of this.
This is about showing people that are fighting this that they're not alone.
Right.
That there's people, because we all know it's a devastating disease. It puts people seeing the people they've trusted and loved the most in their lives, and they see them basically fading away.
Yeah.
And depending on the diagnosis and you hear about aggravated and these other different things, sometimes you got to deal with stuff that I never thought and it's hard, but there's support. There's ways to deal with it. I guarantee you're going to meet someone tomorrow that have walked the path that you've walked if you're dealing with some of these things, and they can help you navigate that stuff. So please come out for support, come out to support, and come out and have some fun on
there you go.
Saturday morning.
Yes.
But then we're not done because the fall, as I was mentioning earlier on the radio, I like to call it road trip season at Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge.
Yeah.
Because the migratory animals, it's the fall. Guess what they do? They migrate. And as I've said 1,000 times here, Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is basically the pilot flying J for nature, and it is the rest stop for many, many different species of migratory animals. And the fall just happens to be this cornucopia of visits and sights and sounds and smells and everything out at Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. So, and tomorrow's one of those.
Cool. Yeah, it is really neat. Fall is probably one of the coolest times out at Bitter Lake. Like you'll have at the end of summer, things are kind of quiet, and people come by and they go, "What's out here?" And then they don't see that much, but then, oh no.
That's a Murphy's Law, by the way. If you're on the radio, your phone will go off if you don't.
I just turned mine off.
Always.
That's a Murphy's Law, yeah.
Anyway, when you're out in the refuge, visitors will come in, and some of them, they haven't been there for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like they may come in the summer, and they, they may at times be disappointed because they might not see nothing.
Sure, if you catch them at a slow time.
Yeah, but this time of year, man, it's hopping. You get there. When I get there in the morning, I mean, the skies are just blasting with sounds. I mean, the cranes are arriving, and it's so weird because, like, you'll hear nothing for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, you just hear the crane calls up in the skies.
And they're not quiet. Cranes
they're
they're kind of loud and boisterous when they're not sleeping. And
then you get a whole chorus because the cranes and then the geese chime in.
The snow geese will pour in too, and people in town, even if they're not at Bitter Lake, they'll hear the cranes coming over their house. I mean, it's just in the morning. It gets pretty noisy.
Is some of that just gathering the flock, basically? If they get a little separated or anything, it's like, we're over here, guys, come on.
They're looking for places to feed is what they're doing.
So is it kind of communicating like, hey, found fish over here, come on?
Pretty much.
All right.
Group. They're very social birds.
Right.
Hey,
guys, scored some kills. Let's go.
There's lots of bugs and things over here. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, one of the things we're going to be announcing, and after you do your Alzheimer's walk later in the evening, come by Bitter Lake. We're having a special program.
Yeah.
We normally do this the weekend after Thanksgiving, but we changed it based on the fact that the bulk of the birds are arriving this time.
Nature didn't get the memo that you're not supposed to be here until Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And if you haven't seen it, it is pretty cool when we have about 20 to 25,000 to 30,000 just sandhill cranes alone. And then we got about 20, 30,000 snow geese. And what they do is it's kind of timing. When the sun comes up, they leave the refuge to go to some of their feeding areas, and then when the sun's coming down, they return. And so what we're doing is overnight. They'll spend the night at the refuge.
Okay.
So we're asking you guys come on in at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
We have a deal called Cranes and Cocoa.
Yes.
Where we serve free cocoa, hot cocoa, and then cookies for you guys. And then at 4:30.
Don't feed it to the cranes. That's for you. No, they got their own food. They don't need your cocoa or your cookies. You get to enjoy it yourself.
So we have one of our volunteers who he's our crane expert, Jim Montgomery's been there for years and years.
And he can kind of explain what's going on.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be doing the presentation. That starts at 4:30.
Okay.
It's first come, first serve. So We only have like about 60 seats in the auditorium.
Okay, so if you want a good seat.
Yeah, you got to get there, and then just, once those seats are filled, then you
standing room only.
Yep,
I guess,
well, we can't let anybody else in.
Fire marshal.
Those
fire marshals.
Matt will be on us like crazy.
Ruin everything.
Rules. Dang it.
Yeah.
So then, after Jim's program, we'll lead everybody out to where the bulk of the birds are landing on the refuge.
And that'll probably hit right around
just about sunset.
Yeah, right around sunset-ish.
So,
of course, we do move the clocks back. Of course, that'll be after that.
Right.
After this event tomorrow here.
So roughly his program is about 40 minutes, almost an hour. And
then you can get out there and just lounge and watch the cranes and watch
Bring
the
your
day
cameras,
go by and watch the...
Bring the cameras.
And that's the fun
get some good shots.
And that's just a special time. That was one of the things our friends of Bitter Lake, they organized to try to get the public, to come out to the refuge and show them highlight what we have out there. Because a lot of people don't even know where Bitter Lake is.
We are so blessed. And if you're not familiar, because you hear Bottomless Lakes, Bitter Lake, if you're Bottomless Lakes is, if you want to go,
a playground.
If you want to go and camp and recreate and hunt and fish and do all that and paddle boat and swim. Well, probably not so much into swimming right now, but that's where you do that. Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. We are the visitors. That is for the animals, the nature, and the habitat. We just get to come in and watch.
Yeah,
that's what it's for.
And it's like I said, it's one of the more spectacular sights in nature to have that many birds at one time. And these birds are huge, man. They're about 3 feet, 4 feet.
Yeah, these are birds of prey sized birds. These
huge,
are.
There is a larger crane than we normally get here, but these sandhill cranes.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones we have are the lessers, and the bigger ones he's talking about, graders. They go on Boscadil Apache.
Okay.
Right.
And just so you mentioned about the big migration. Bitter Lake is located right on the Central Flyway, so not only cranes and snow geese, but we don't have that many trees, but a lot of songbirds, they'll follow the Pecos River.
Okay.
They'll go anywhere there's trees, and there's some really cool-looking songbirds, real colorful that you might see. And
so when the cranes aren't yapping, maybe you catch a song or two from the birds.
The refuge records, we have about 350 species of birds that have been spotted there. So if you're into birds at Bitter Lake, this time of year is a good time to come.
Absolutely. And if you want, if you want to make Saturday a nice early day, get up at daybreak and try to get out there. They're open at dawn. Get out there. That usually the mornings and the evenings are the most active times out there for the animals and them doing their ablutions and business and life and things like that. So if you come out dark 30, right? It's right at daybreak in the morning, and you're going to see a lot of activity. And then and come out and do Alzheimer's and walk around and maybe take a little nap and then get on out there about 4:30 for Bitter Lake.
Like you mentioned, Mike, this is right now we're just talking about Saturday, but this happens every day during the fall season. So you're more even Saturday's event is free, and the refuge has no entrance fee. You can go in during daylight hours to see this on your own.
But if you want the cocoa and the cookies, you got to come out
Saturday.
Because we don't have a cocoa and cookie dispensing machine out there.
No, we don't. You could bring your own, but
The other thing I've been mentioned is just the Friends of Bitter Lake. It is an organization made up of volunteers, local volunteers.
Guys like Don.
Yeah, like Don. And they do various projects like work on our butterfly trail. They organize and help with the Dragonfly Festival. And they help the biology department and stuff.
The gift store and everything, that's all run
in fact,
and operated by the
If you're looking for Christmas shopping, Don will probably tell you there's a really good store in the visitor center with nature things that you wouldn't find here in town.
Maybe bring your wallet and do a little shopping before or afterwards while you're out.
And you're going to get some really good deals in the nature store.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the kind of overhead that most stores have.
Okay.
We keep our prices down.
Cut out the middleman.
Right.
What's that the line they used to say back in the day? We cut out the middleman to give the savings direct to you.
There you go. You got it. So you can get some great stuff.
We get a lot of visitors that come in and they are impressed with the quality and the things of the T-shirts. Their T-shirts go really good, and they always go, man, you're only charging this much money for them, and
well, they're designed for people that like to walk outdoors and put a beating on things.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they're a little tougher made.
That's right. A lot of people come out and do their Christmas shopping there.
Well, that's just it. And you probably find unique things you can't get
That's
anywhere
right.
else.
They do.
You know, if you're looking for books and things or
books
toys
or-
and stuff that for the kids that are, educational, yet they don't realize they're educational, those kind of things, you'll find a lot of that out at the gift store.
We have a couple of local artists who provide us with some artistic items.
So if you need some
that fit
artwork
into-
for
Yeah.
some of your, hard to find friends, gifts
There
and
you
things
go.
like that.
And the friends they run the bookstore, and the money goes directly into supporting the refuge.
Yeah, the
from
conservation
education.
projects, all
Exactly. So, but if you're into wildlife and you want to help, you can contact Don or myself. We're always looking for volunteers, and Don right now and the friends are looking for anybody that might be interested in serving on the board.
Okay.
Or
So you need
even-
some more than just getting your hands in the dirt.
That's right. We need board
and-
members, and we need new members.
Good deal.
So to help out.
And there's perks to being a friend. There are perks to doing that. When for instance, the Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is a vast piece of property that covers a lot of things. There's a lot of human history there with our natives and the buffalo hunting. There's a lot of parts of that refuge that the general public don't get to see or do or be a part of because, again, going back to the point, it's not for you. It's for the animals and for the plants and for everybody else. However, as a volunteer, as a friend of Bitter Lake, you get to see some of that stuff and get to go back and do that because you're back there supporting the conservation and working and doing some of the projects there. So so if you love the outdoors and love nature and you love to see this and by the way, you want to do some work digging in the dirt. Oh, by the way, it might be songbirds and all the stuff that's out there going on.
Correct.
That's kind of part of that. And you get to see that stuff that as a visitor, you may or may not get ever to see.
And we will put together some tours for members only, where we will go into those back areas. And let them see
see some of the real beauty that
got a lot
we're
of
preserving.
sinkholes back there that the public doesn't really. We do tours every now and then for that.
Yeah, and then you get to
They're
learn.
amazing.
Well, and you really get to see that whole ecosystem and how it's in place and why it does, how it does, and everything. You get to
You
kind
learn
of
about the management. How what we do out there.
you learn how the sausage is made a little bit
Exactly,
in nature,
the sausage,
or
that's
the
right.
nature sausage.
There you go.
Hey, if y'all start a sausage company, don't steal that name. I want dibs. Nature sausage. But it is a crate. So even if you can't make it out tomorrow, make a chance to come out, especially here in the fall. Come out Sunday. If Saturday, if you're busy, all-timers walking, and I get it. You've been walking all day, and you're like, all right, come out Sunday morning or come out Sunday evening and check it out. You're going to get, just like I said, won't be any cocoa or any cookies, but you get the beautiful sights and sounds and everything that'll be a part of Bitter.
It'll be a busy full day tomorrow.
And
Absolutely.
Like, if you want to see what
Alzheimer's
migration's all about, come down because it is amazing when you see that many birds.
When's the butterfly migration? Is that earlier in the summer? Or is that
they're already taking? They try to avoid the cold.
Gotcha. I figured they were in the warmer part.
Even the dragonflies are starting to
Yeah.
fade.
See, in the warmer months,
dragonflies don't really migrate. Most of them don't.
They're kind of home.
Off. Yeah, they spend the time in the flying stage just laying their eggs and then they die.
Then they kind of give again. Creating the thing for the next generation to do what they got to do, much like those monarch butterflies and everything else.
Yep.
But yeah, if you want the bugs, that's more summer months.
Yeah.
But if you want the birds, come on down.
But and that's a good point. The summer, even though we're talking about fall and the big event, but the refuge is very seasonal. So you can go out there in the spring, and then you'll see all these birds that left and come back to nest.
They're all facing the different directions.
Yeah, they're all exactly. So
they'll be facing north, going back and south coming.
and the cranes, you'll be able to see them all the way to the end of February. By the end of February, they have already headed out north to nest.
Okay. So, you figure if you ain't going to get there, you ain't going to be there by this point.
And you'll start seeing less and less as the months go by. So that's why right now we've changed it because we want everybody to see the peak.
And the cool part is sometimes, because it's Mother Nature, things change, things different. Like sometimes one of the cranes is like, I'm not going to make the trip. I'm going to hang out here, and maybe they need to mend.
It's weather oriented too.
Yeah, so sometimes there's a few oddities like that where it's like this one, and then of course that's where the Friends of Bitter Lake and everyone come in. They monitor and take notes and study what's going on here to see if this is a trend or anomaly or what's going on, and that's what all of Bitter Lake is about, to study that stuff, watch it, and when they're done doing that with the animals, and they're doing the exact same thing with all the plant life and everything that call that place home. And by the way, that's the biggest fight that the Friends have, is keeping the stuff native to us in that, and the stuff not native out of that. Over the years, things have been brought here from various parts of the world, and it turned out it liked our desert climate and has thrived in there. And unfortunately, some of it is more hardy than some of the stuff indigenous. And so that's a constant battle that they're trying to keep Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge native to the plants and species that are supposed to be here, and keep out the ones that could upset the apple cart, so to speak, and mess up the ecosystem in there. So when they're out there mitigating and getting rid of some of these plant life and stuff, that's exactly what they're doing, is keeping the stuff native, and keeping the stuff that ain't supposed to be there out of it. So,
right.
So being a friend of there. So if you want to learn more about that, of course, if you want to volunteer to be a part of the Alzheimer's Association, please just call Don. He can handle all of that. But you can go to.
He does everything.
But if you look up if you do Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico on Facebook, you can easily like and follow that. Shoot a message, and Kim or Don or one of the other volunteers will be happy to get you information if you have questions about tomorrow or anything else. Otherwise, just show up at 9 a.m. tomorrow, ready to have some fun and do some walking and wear your purple. Or if not, we'll find you some purple. But come on out and support this.
After you do your walk in the morning, come on out to Bitter Lake and enjoy the watching the cranes.
You know what? Keep your purple on. Bring it on down to Bitter Lake.
There you
purple
go.
down there.
We'll continue the walk there.
And while people are asking, looking at the cranes, why are you wearing purple? Then you give them examples. Let me tell you about it.
Minnesota Vikings, a fan.
There you go. Like a bunch of people around here like Kirk Cousins. What's going on?
Yeah. He needs some help right now.
He does. He got that leg. He's As a former commander, I'm a fan of. He's a good dude. But anyway, But would love to see you. Come on out tomorrow morning. Be ready to walk. Ready to have fun. And of course, if there's families out there that need help, maybe you've just been recently diagnosed, or you're struggling and need help, please come out to this event. There is plenty of support, plenty of people to talk to. If you need resources,
phone number,
all of that here. So, is there a phone number they can call?
Yes,
Kim?
they can call 432-209-3711.
Okay, and get reach
alts.org as well is our website.
Okay, and that's for all of New Mexico,
all
right?
Of New Mexico.
And so, if you have friends in other part of the state, go remind them, because I'm sure there's other communities all across the state doing their own walk to end Alzheimer's and things in their community. So let them know and support this everywhere that it's going, because to be honest, I think all of us are more impacted by Alzheimer's than people realize.
Yes.
1
in 3.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about everything all the time. So. Sometimes I want to, but
right. Yeah, although mine is a little more selective sometimes. But anyway, but that is it really does impact, and so it's unfortunately it's one of those diseases that it's just ugly. It ends ugly every time. Yeah. And we're so close to maybe somebody gets diagnosed with that, and
we're looking for that
completely cured.
That white flower.
We come out with flowers at the walk, based on what that person's is doing, and we're looking for that white flower, which is the person who has recovered.
That is our unicorn we're waiting for.
Yes.
But unlike unicorns, we think this one's real and it's going to happen.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of time.
It is.
So, sorry, kids. Unicorns are magical. They're not real. Sorry, someone's like, now I explain that one to my kids. Sorry. But would love to get you out. Come on, please come out. And please, if you need help, if you are looking for support, this is why everyone's out there walking tomorrow. Come out, be a part of it. If you need help, answers, support, I guarantee.
Don't be afraid of it. ask for help.
You're not going to be able to turn around and walk 10 feet without finding it at that thing tomorrow. It's just going to be there, and it's going to be a lot of fun, too. I'm telling you, guys,
certainly.
It's going to be a good day. Hey, do it for your selfish reasons. I need to get out and walk around more. Fine. Come out and use this as an excuse to get off your butt and get some exercise.
There you go.
Whatever gets you here, I'm good with that. But at the end of the day, we're all supporting this, and then come on out, and then, of course, come out and check out this beautiful, beautiful oasis you have in your own backyard at Bitter Lake Wildlife.
You got a phone number for us, Steve?
Yes, I do. Here, let me get it for you here. It is 575-244-6256.
Okay.
That gets you right to the visitor center.
Very
if you
good.
want any information about today
Absolutely.
or Saturday's event.
And I think if you go to friendsofbitterlake.org, they've got contact numbers and everything there.
Yeah.
If you're driving, don't remember any of this stuff. Same with if you don't catch Kim's number there.
ALZ.org.
ALZ.org.
I think their Facebook page also has.
Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, find on Facebook. Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico. That you'll find it on Facebook there as well, too.
Right.
Like and follow. Good things. By the way, you should like and follow Bitter Lake anyway because
it's local.
Well, it's local, and plus, if they post pictures and things, and I ain't going to lie, you're going to be looking like, oh, that's beautiful. We need to get out there and go look, and that's it will motivate you and inspire you to come see the beautiful treasures that are in your own backyard. So it's a good thing. Good deal. Did we get it all? Anything, Kim? Is there anything we missed? We want to make sure we covered.
I'm excited about tomorrow.
Come out and have some fun. It's gonna be a
very
lot of fun.
active day. Let's enjoy it.
I challenge if anybody does have a Barney costume from back in the 90s.
Oh, I would love that.
We'll give you bonus points. We'll figure out a way to buy you breakfast or something if you come out in your Barney costume tomorrow, because that's the biggest purple thing I know. Or all you Vikings fans, we'll let you out here tomorrow, too.
Yeah, we'll let you wear your Viking shirt.
Or if you're a Los Angeles Kings hockey team, but you got to wear your retro uniforms, the purple and gold, not the black and silver.
Okay.
Wear the purple and gold. Or Laker fans, we'll take them, too.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And
right.
appreciate you coming down, and thank you for all the work you guys do. And
thank you, Mike.
we look forward to seeing you guys next time and talking about, one day we're just going to have you guys come in and say, we did it, folks. Thank you. We solved it. We got we've cured Alzheimer's. We now have a pill, and it's for everybody. And now our role switches from finding it to making it available to everybody.
That's right.
Yes.
Good deal.
Hopefully.
That's the plan. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Steve.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, 8:53, time for it. Guess what, folks? You're welcome. I got time to work the Cowboys report in. People get mad at me because I don't have the Cowboys report. So, Cowboys report coming up after news and weather and all that. Don't go away.
Well, good luck with your
Now for your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Cirillo. A Carlsbad mother has been ordered to serve 14 years behind bars for the death of her 12-year-old son. Alexis Smith was convicted for allowing the boy to take fentanyl, which caused his death in September of 2021. Court documents showed that Alexis Smith and her mother, Kelly Smith, were selling fentanyl and that they knew the child had been taking from their stash for more than a year. During that time, police said the child overdosed 3 times, while his mother never took him to a doctor or hospital, but did administer Narcan. New Mexico's top prosecutor is going after landowners who he says are illegally and unconstitutionally depriving the public of access to stretches of one of the state's most well-known rivers. The case involving access to the Pecos River. It's the first brought after the state Supreme Court in 2022 settled a long simmering dispute over whether boaters and anglers had a right to access streams and rivers that cross private property. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Hey everyone, with your Cowboys report, I'm Christy Scales. Dak Prescott tells you about playing Sunday's game at First Place Philly in front of vitriolic Eagles fans, right after this.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenairport.com.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna.
Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
The 5-2 Cowboys head to Philadelphia this weekend to take on the 7-1 first-place Eagles in front of a very passionate fan base. Quarterback Dak Prescott was asked if he's had any interactions with Philly fans that he could share with listeners.
Yeah, not any that are probably PG-13, to be honest with you, whether it's language or whether it's, driving into the stadium and seeing how the fans give you different signs or different, even show body parts at times that, are the back end. Philly fans are serious. They love their team. They're ruthless to the other guys, and if their team's not doing well, they let them know that too. And then it's fun always getting a win up there.
Sunday afternoon's kickoff is 3:25 Central, pregame 2:30 Central, right here on your radio home for the boys. With your Cowboys report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. With high pressure centered over central New Mexico, we're expecting a pretty nice weekend. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 for the afternoon high today. Should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear, dipping down to a low of about 40. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 again on Saturday, and we keep the sunshine. Clear and low 40s Saturday night, sunny and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
In Matthew 18, Jesus calls a small child to himself and tells this story. What do you think? If a man owns 100 sheep and one of them wanders away, will he not leave the 99 on the hill and go look for the one that wandered off? And when he finds it, truly I tell you, he is happier about that one sheep than about the 99 that never wandered off. In the same way, your Father in heaven is not willing that any of these little ones should perish. This seems like a very illogical story to me. Jesus leaving the 99 to find one seems irrational and maybe even senseless, until that one is you. At one time or another, we have all been the one that was lost and needed to be found. Christ cares about each and every one of us and wants us all to be found no matter how lost we feel. There's nothing you can do that can stop him from loving you and wanting to extend his grace to you. He wants you to be found. Do you feel lost? The one that was lost, that's the one that Jesus found. Christians aren't perfect. They're just found and then forgiven.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 9 o'clock. Stay tuned next hour. About 9:15 or so, we'll have the folks from Main Street Roswell join us, talk about things they've got going on. Of course, spotlight some of the Main Street businesses as well, so we'll do all of that next hour. Don't forget, Veterans Day Parade is 1 week from tomorrow, next Saturday, the 11th, on Veterans Day, 9 a.m., We invite everyone to meet us on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, Pioneer Plaza, right across the street there. That's where we're all going to be gathering. We'll have our short presentation there, and then the parade will follow right after that. If you are interested in sponsoring or wanting to make donations, reach out to RoswellLegion.org. RoswellLegion.org. You can do that. We're always looking for more sponsorship opportunities there.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Resisting pressure to agree to a ceasefire in Gaza, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu vowing to press ahead with Israel's offensive. The Prime Minister ruling out any truce until the hostages being held by Hamas have been set free. Visiting Israel, Secretary of State Blinken says more must be done to protect Palestinian civilians, or else, he says, there will be no partners for peace. The Biden administration has pressed for a pause in the fighting so more aid can flow into Gaza, but one Mideast expert said be a huge mistake.
Former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, Simone Ladine, says the administration's proposed humanitarian pause,
whatever it is they mean by that,
would only delay the inevitable, especially with a long-awaited Israeli ground offensive just getting underway.
Stopping anything right now will just drag everything on and actually result in a more intense humanitarian disaster, I think, at the end of the day.
Ladine says the most humanitarian thing to do now is to let the battle play out and come to a close as quickly as possible. Bob Agnew reporting.
Hiring slowed last month. America's employers adding 150,000 jobs, a sharp decline from September. Heritage Foundation economist E.J. Antoni sees the October figure as a start of a trend.
We have data from private payroll companies, data from the regional Federal Reserve banks, and all of those different data points are showing us that things are trending down.
Antoni tells the Salem Radio Network the job market not as strong as the administration would have Americans believe. Well, it's time to fall back. Standard Time makes a return early Sunday morning. Not all, but many Americans will turn the clock back 1 hour. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 171 points. The Nasdaq ahead 131. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
The U.S. is targeting Russia with a new round of sanctions over the war in Ukraine.
The sanctions imposed by the Treasury Department on Thursday target 130 firms and individuals from China, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates. The parties are accused of helping Moscow in procuring equipment needed on the battlefield, and they include suppliers and shippers. The U.S. State Department also has imposed diplomatic sanctions targeting Russia energy production and its metals and mining sector. Donna Porter, Washington.
Anthony Albanese will soon become the first Australian Prime Minister in 7 years to visit China in recognition of improving bilateral relations. He arrived Saturday in Shanghai and will later meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing. China had curbed diplomatic contacts in reaction to Australian national security laws. News and analysis at townhall.com. An ally of New York City Mayor Eric Adams comes under federal scrutiny.
Agents raided the Brooklyn home of Breonna Suggs, a fundraiser and longtime confidant to Mayor Adams, who abruptly ditched a planned White House meeting and flew home from Washington. A spokesperson for the FBI confirmed that a court-authorized law enforcement action had been carried out. Neighbors said several people, some wearing FBI windbreakers, were seen entering Suggs' home. An attorney for the Adams campaign said the mayor was not contacted by authorities, that his campaign operates with the highest standards, and that it will comply with any inquiries. I'm Norman Hall.
Former President Trump is asking a federal appeals court to lift a gag order. It restricts his speech about potential witnesses, prosecutors, and court personnel. In the case, it accuses him of plotting to overturn the results of the election in 2020. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder. And the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number 3. Thank you, Roy, of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Sean is on an R&R day. He'll be back with us on Monday, so he's often enjoying some well-deserved time off. So thank you, Roy, for filling in there. Happy Friday. You finally made it. Congratulations. Only thing that makes this Friday even more awesome is the fact that we are sponsored by the fine folks at McDonald's. They provide delicious breakfast treats each and every single Friday, and we are thankful for that. Big thank you to McDonald's for doing that for us. If you are hungry, McDonald's got you. Swing on by any McDonald's here in town. Download the app and utilize it. It is your friend, your compadre. You can download that app, order ahead, pay ahead. You can have it delivered if you don't want to go out and get it. You can just whoop through the drive-thru, and it's really easy. Go through the drive-thru. Welcome McDonald's. Sometimes they ask, are you using your mobile order today? And you're like, yes, I am. And they give you a 4-digit code. You tell them, and you just roll on through like a VIP. And then you pick up your food, and you're on your way. You can also do that, dine in, if you want to say, no, order ahead, pay for it and everything. Go inside, pick it up, and then go sit down and eat and let the kids play in the playland or whatever you want to do. All of that's available to you through the app, and it'll save you so much time and hassle, especially if you got kids in the drive-thru. Do it at home where you don't have to, drive a car and ask kids and tell them to stop. I'm talking to the person, and everyone's yelling, orange soda, all that. You don't have to deal with any of that mess. Just get on the app. Boom, boom, boom. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You go up there, and everyone says is 4-digit code, not 12 kids screaming, I want the chicken nuggets. I want the Happy Meal. I want the one with the Grimace prize. I want all that's going on in your head. You're just like, I just want to get them food and get them on the way. So you can avoid all that by downloading the app. So it is your friend.
I actually watched this video about this guy who's the first. It's like the first guy who started the drive-thru.
Yeah,
it's like a skit. It's just a guy talking to himself. But basically, it's just like he's like, "I would like food, please." Like, okay, why don't you come on in? It's like, I don't want to get out of my car. You don't understand. Like, okay, well, what do I do? Do I bring it to you, or like, well, yeah, or maybe I could maybe you can open a window or something, and then I can drive right by the building, and then you can hand me the food through the window, and it's just stuff like that.
The guy that invented the drive-thru. Well, McDonald's got you covered. It's super easy and convenient, and however you want it, and. Definitely try it. And like I said, 'tis the season for the pumpkin cream pie. So if you need to get your pumpkin fix, McDonald's has you covered. And eat it while it's warm, because that's the way it tastes the best.
I think I'm starting to not be a pumpkin spice guy, because it's I was kind of on the fence about it. But it's like I'm more of like a one and done kind of guy. Like I usually have one of each.
Yeah.
Kind of pumpkin spice assorted item, and then I just sort of like, I'm good.
Right. And I think a lot of people are like that. Like, it's like, all right, it's the season. I'll have a pumpkin thing, and then I'm good. And then there are those people that literally August hits, and it's like, I don't care. I'm starting pumpkin latte season now, or pumpkin whatever now. And those are the people we want to kill. It's the same people. It's the same people that start decorating for Christmas in like August. It's the same people. It's like, I get it. You love Christmas. I get it. You love pumpkin spice. But you know what? It'll be here before you know it. We do not need to start dreaming about it months out. We don't need to be decorating for Christmas in August. We just don't.
Or July.
We have so many holidays in between. Halloween, even. And I know most people are like, okay, now Halloween's over. Start doing Christmas. I'm like, no, we still have Thanksgiving. And to be honest, Thanksgiving's the best holiday. Of all the holidays, of all the holidays we celebrate, Thanksgiving is the best. The best. The absolute best. And why? Because we dedicate a whole day to being thankful, got to remember that part. That's the important part. That's the main reason. But really, what is the point of the day? To eat as much as possible and watch football. Past that, I mean, what better way is there? I mean, Christmas, you got to buy all these gifts. You got to get everybody. I mean, it's so much rigmarole.
Mm-hmm.
And Thanksgiving, I get it. You know, the people preparing the meals, and they usually don't let me do these kind of things. Not because I wouldn't, just because I shouldn't. But and so I get it. There's a lot of work there, but if you team effort it can be done. If you have a family that will team effort you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But really, the whole point of that holiday is to just hang out with family and be lazy.
Yeah.
Which to me is the perfect holiday. Be with family, be lazy. I love it.
The thing is, I'm surrounded by people who don't want to eat. Like, they don't finish their food. So
Thanksgiving's the whole point of it.
But then there's always one person in my family who makes like a bunch of food, like a ton of food.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it all goes, like nobody wants to eat it. So it's like either I have to end up eating it all or something.
I've been having that fight with my family for years at Thanksgiving, and it has to do with cornbread dressing. I like cornbread dressing. It's delicious. But they don't know how to make it in any batch other than smaller than like 30 pounds. It's literally like we have, and I'm like, can't y'all make half the recipe or something? I don't know. But they'll get a 15-pound bird and like 40 pounds of stuffing. And I'm like, I'm tired of stuffing. After day 30 of stuffing, I want no more stuffing. So if we can figure out a way to cut that, I love the stuffing. I want it as Thanksgiving. I don't want it 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. And after all of the other leftovers are gone, there's still pounds of cornbread stuffing left every time. And I'm like, not dressing, not stuffing. I'm sorry. I faux pas there. But
people say dressing too. My dad says it.
Yeah, well, stuffing. My mom did stuffing.
Yeah.
Like back when I was a kid, my mom stuffed the bird with stuffing.
Yeah.
Or dressing, whatever you want to call it. But that's what how she cooked her stuffing was in the bird when you cook it. And that's the way you do it. And of course, and now then people said, well, it's not good for the, if you don't cook it right, it's going to, and but if you know how to cook, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. If you don't know how to cook, don't stuff your bird. Don't. You're going to, but if you actually have skills in this department, stuffing the bird's fine.
Right. And then you can flip the bird.
That's right.
That's how you get it. That's how you get it extra crispy.
There you go. Perfect. So, but it looks like our guest is here. Let's see who they are.
Barbara's here. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Barbara's here, but I didn't. She's talking to someone.
That's Vidi.
Oh, okay. I was like, I heard her talking to someone, and I know Barbara doesn't talk to herself, so I was like, somebody's here.
At least not around here.
Yes. But it is 9:14. Let me give you what's on tap for this hour of the show. Again, big thank you to McDonald's. They don't have stuffing, but they got a lot of great deals, so swing on by today. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. Then shortly thereafter, we're going to have the folks from Main Street Roswell. Looks like Barbara's here, and we'll get an update on what's happening with Main Street Roswell, talk about some of the business, things like that. So we'll have that conversation in just a bit. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else I can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, let's go ahead and take a gander at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. With high pressure centered over central New Mexico, we're expecting a pretty nice weekend. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 for the afternoon high today. Should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear, dipping down to a low of about 40. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 again on Saturday, and we keep the sunshine. Clear and low 40s Saturday night, sunny and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 48 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 46%, and winds are calm at the moment. Sunny today. If you like sunny and beautiful, you're going to love this weekend. 83 for a high today. Winds will be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, clear skies with an overnight low of 41 degrees. South winds 5 to 10. For you Saturday, sunny, 82 tomorrow. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear skies with an overnight low of 43. South winds 5 to 10. Sunday, mostly sunny and 82. Winds out of the south 5 to 10. And Monday and next week looking pretty warm up till about Thursday. Sunny and 85 for Monday, sunny and 85 on Tuesday, Wednesday sunny and 82, and then Thursday sunny and 68. So some kind of front must be rolling in here Wednesday night. At least that's what they're saying right now. Of course, all that's subject to change because it is New Mexico and weather. All right, it is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then we'll talk with the folks from Main Street Roswell on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Under Barry Foster in the last 7 years, city debt has climbed 300%. Instead of hiring 5 additional police officers, Barry Foster supported the $35 million public safety complex that 80% of voters rejected. And Barry Foster voted to spend $8 million for a Taj Mahal council chamber at the Civic Center instead of repairing our drinking water system. Now city water rates may be forced to increase by 25%. There's a better way. Carlos Marujo. Endorsed by Sheriff Mike Harrington, Carlos Marujo strongly supports law enforcement and public safety. Carlos Marujo will take a back-to-basics approach to city services and spending. A committed family man, Carlos Marujo understands that government must live within its means. And Barry Foster blames not paying his water bill for 2 years on his wife. Roswell doesn't deserve 4 more years of Barry Foster. Carlos Marujo, he's the change we need on our city council.
Our Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Our Values PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Hi everyone, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When was the last time you looked forward to sleep? Let's be honest here, you know a restful night's sleep has more health benefits than you consciously think about during the day. Here at Glenn's, we carry Serta mattresses, and they've been in the business for more than 90 years. Choosing one can be hard, but I want you to know we have your back. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell, where delivery is free since 1953.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter. Fergalicious. Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergie's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergie's is on the job.
Fergalicious. In Matthew 18, Jesus calls a small child to himself and tells this story. What do you think? If a man owns 100 sheep and one of them wanders away, will he not leave the 99 on the hill and go look for the one that wandered off? And when he finds it, truly I tell you, he is happier about that one sheep than about the 99 that never wandered off. In the same way, your Father in heaven is not willing that any of these little ones should perish. This seems like a very illogical story to me. Jesus leaving the 99 to find one seems irrational and maybe even senseless, until that one is you. At one time or another, we have all been the one that was lost and needed to be found. Christ cares about each and every one of us and wants us all to be found no matter how lost we feel. There's nothing you can do that can stop him from loving you and wanting to extend his grace to you. He wants you to be found. Do you feel lost? The one that was lost, that's the one that Jesus found. Christians aren't perfect. They're just found and then forgiven.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Main Street Roswell, Barbara Gomez back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody today?
Good. How are you doing?
Wow, it's been a really busy week.
Yeah.
A lot going on with Main Street, a lot going on in the community. You know, you think that things start slowing down after 4th of July, but you know, they don't.
No.
They actually rev up.
They kind of do, I mean, especially like on the courthouse lawn with activities.
On the courthouse lawn with so many things going on, and not only for Main Street, but the community at large.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's just a lot going on. And so we're excited that it's finally cool around here. Yeah. So yay for that. Kind of gets us in the mood for, like you were talking about, Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Get in the mood for some things coming up in November. And so today I want to tell you guys a little bit about what's going on Main Street and throughout the community for this month.
Absolutely.
There's a lot. I'm sorry if I missed some of you guys. There's a lot going on.
And here's the beauty of it. Like tomorrow, for instance, they're having the Alzheimer's walk here on the courthouse lawn.
They are.
get out there, and when you're done, come and walk around a little bit more and shop and maybe have lunch at one of the restaurants or visit one of the local merchants down there. I guarantee you're going to find some cool stuff at one of them,
Oh, absolutely. We got lots of great stuff
after you're done,
downtown.
because I think they're going to be wrapping up about noon, and just walk around and see some of the stores and stuff that are hanging out
but
there.
for sure, participate in that Alzheimer's walk.
Absolutely.
I know I'm also part of Kiwanis, and last time we walked in honor of Vernon Dyer, and he has since passed away, but we are still walking in his honor. He's a great guy, and people suffer with that, and it's a debilitating, disease,
Absolutely.
and it's important for all of us
And
to remember.
Unfortunately, it all right now, everyone diagnosed ends the same way, and they're trying to fix that. So come out and support us.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
support them.
Absolutely.
But along with that, actually starting this month, all month long, in case you didn't see it in front of the Roswell Daily Record this morning, the Operation Green Light is in effect already.
Yes.
And so if you don't know what that is,
This is something the county does.
it's actually nationwide.
Yes,
It
the
is-
county participates, and that's what you see a lot around downtown.
That's what you see around downtown. But I want to encourage everyone in the community, specifically on Main Street, for you to put a green light out there, at least one bulb. Put something out there. This signifies, this is by shining a green light, we aim to let veterans know that they are seen, appreciated, and supported. And so I've always worked with veterans, and so that's a huge thing for me.
Absolutely.
Like you, I'm on the 4th floor of the JP White building, so it's kind of hard to shine a light. But, if you have a storefront or if you have a building with 2 or 3, floors, maybe you can put a green light in one of those.
Absolutely.
So think about doing that.
And if you do, look, maybe you're out shopping this evening, and you might notice that the courthouse lawn's all lit up green.
Yeah.
That's why.
That is why. It's Operation Green Light. And also, if you don't know where to get a green light, they do have some at Ace Hardware. I called this morning to make sure, and they do have some there. So if you need to get a light bulb. Also, that ushers in our November 11th Veterans Parade.
Yes, which is 1 week from tomorrow.
It's 1 week from tomorrow.
Yes.
And so we always want to support our local veterans. We appreciate them for sure.
Yeah, 9 a.m.
Is it 9 a.m.? I was thinking that's what it was, 9 a.m.
We're going to start on the courthouse lawn there at 9 a.m., and then we'll have the ceremony, and then the parade will move towards the Wool Bowl.
Towards the Wool Bowl, yes.
And then we're going to have a gathering at the Wool Bowl, so come there.
Oh,
And we're going to
nice.
have booths.
I think you guys did that last year.
Yeah,
didn't
last
you?
couple years.
It turned out really nice going out there.
We got several involved. There's going to be, I know the Charlie's Angels have
nice.
just
They're always
agreed
fun.
on, the Riders. We're locking down. People are it's going to be a big event next Saturday. So
Cool.
we would invite and love to have the community come out and support.
And is that Post 61, or are you guys teaming up with?
It's teaming up with American Legion. It's both our Post 28 and Post 61.
Oh, good.
And are involved. And I think even some of the VFW guys are serving on the committee that helps with
Good.
that. So it's a multi veteran group that's doing it. So.
And I know throughout the community, people are doing their own thing in churches and even the hospitals.
High schools and
high schools. So
yeah.
everybody's doing that. So it's always great to know what's happening.
Yeah, get involved in those next week. Various schools. I know Goddard's is next Thursday. I think Roswell's is Friday. Please support those two.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about them next week.
Well, we do have a few things happening here in Roswell as well, specifically on Main Street on that specific day. So the farmhouse also on November the 11th will be hosting a pop-up at the farmhouse.
Oh, cool.
On 2nd Street. So if you don't know where that's at, if you go down Main and take a left going east on 2nd Street, they're right there on the right. And good parking there, close to the building.
For older folks like me, don't understand the young lingo here. Pop-ups are kind of like when you...
where they host an artist or host something inside their own store.
Yeah.
So they'll be
It's like a special, unique event that and they call them like a pop-up sale or pop-up event.
Sure.
And so if you're not privy to the lingo,
like that.
that's what they're talking about.
That's what that is. But she's going to have local artists and permanent jewelry on sale. I'm not sure what that is on site. But then right across the street from her is a new shop. If you guys have not noticed it, it's the Farmhouse. I'm going to say, what is it called? It's called...
it's right across from Farmhouse on 2nd there?
Yeah. And it's called... why did I have... Oh, Farm and Ranch Candle Company.
Oh, nice.
That's what it's called. Where the old... what is it? A CrossFit used to be?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That is now the Farmhouse... the Farm and Ranch Cattle Company.
Right.
And Juanita there has some great things in there. And she offered to do some pop-ups right after the, what is it? The, what we do, you know what I'm saying? What is that called? Farm and Garden. That we do, every Saturday.
Yeah.
So that ended.
Oh, yeah.
That ended 2 weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
It ended a couple of weeks ago.
That's the reason why The Alzheimer's Walk is at 9 in the morning on the courthouse lawn because there's no farmer's market.
Yeah, there's no farmer's market. And so that ended. And so Juanita opened up there at her farm and ranch candle company.
Okay.
She's
so if you visited her on Saturday mornings, now she's got a brick and mortar.
Yeah, she's hosting them, like you said, like a pop-up.
Yeah.
So she not only does she have the candles and what she has going on there, she will also have some items from other people, jewelry and a few other things in there. I don't know how large it is in there, but anyways.
This Saturday they're doing all that?
Yeah, that's on, it's November 11th.
No, so next Saturday, 1 week from tomorrow.
Actually, the Farm and Ranch Candle Company has been doing that now. I think it started maybe a week or a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
So they're going to continue doing that.
Okay, so pop in this weekend, pop in next weekend.
Yeah, they'll be doing that.
And, 'tis the season to Christmas shop, even if you end up spending more for yourself than gifts. So,
yeah, that's true.
So between Farmhouse on 2nd and the Farm and Ranch Candles here, you should, if you love that decor, Southwest decor.
Get your gifts going already. Get it done.
Probably will have everything you need between the two of them. So.
And if you don't get it done, guess what's coming up? It's Shop Small Saturday.
That's right. Your Shop Small, Black Friday, all that's coming up this
It's coming
weekend,
up November the 25th. And so on November the 25th, I know that Farmhouse will be doing something. They're going to be participating. Cameron over at She's a Dandy is gathering up a few folks together on Main Street to do something specifically for Shop Small.
Cool.
And so we're working on a few things, and I'm probably going to have to come back, Mike,
Absolutely.
to give you the whole list of who's going to be participating.
We'll definitely get you in as we get close to that week.
Yeah,
and remind everybody, hey, when you're done comatosing from your turkey, there's going to be some great stuff on Saturday and Friday for you to check out.
For you to check out. And so we're going to be trying to get food trucks on every block. We're going to try to get some music and some things going. I know that Rob, one of our board members, he's going to be working with El Toro Bravo. We're hoping to have a block party on First Street.
If they're providing food for a block party, I'm in.
Yeah, really.
Baked goods or tacos, it don't matter. I'm in.
It doesn't matter. They've got the panaderia there. Yeah. They've got the chicken place there.
Isn't it Biscochita season?
It is. It
All
is.
right.
That's my favorite.
They got some of the best.
Have you had their little white powdered wedding cookies at El Toro Bravo Bakery?
I don't think I've had those. I've had some of their other stuff. Everything I've had.
Empanadas, you name it. They're delicious. But we are working on that, so we'll give you more information. That's why I can't give you too much right now. We're still waiting on some permits. But we're hoping to have music going on there, some fun games and different things on that block of First Street. We're also planning on across the street, maybe possibly hosting some country music.
Okay.
So that's going to be on Saturday, November the 25th. So after Thanksgiving, while you have family members here, you need to come downtown.
Sure. You need to get a space and get out a little bit. Maybe, de-stress a little bit from family visits.
Yeah, just have
fun.
fun.
Come on, kick back, do a little shopping, enjoy some music.
And by then, you're ready for some Mexican food, you guys. Because after eating turkey for a couple of days,
you're like,
okay, where's the green chili?
I need red and green, and I need something in a tortilla, please.
Something in a tortilla, please. And so on that day, they'll be giving away, like Josh at Moonman will give away stickers on Friday and pins on sale all weekend, 2 for $18. So the gallery, let's see, the Eclectic Treasures. I mean, everybody has a little something going on that weekend. And so anyway, the other thing that's going on is books again. In November sales, our hardcover books are on sale for $1. Gold Star and quality gift items are $5 or less. They have $5 bag sales November the 15th, 28th, 29th, and 30th.
And if you're not familiar with Books Again, they are the official store of the Friends of the Roswell Public Library.
And so they have all kinds of books.
Yeah, and what they do is all the money they raise goes back to programs at the library. It's a nonprofit organization. It's a nonprofit business that they do. And basically, like when they have guest lecturers or if they have like Dia de los Muertos and things, some of the money they raise from that goes to support those projects and things.
How cool is that?
So if you donate books there and buy books there, you're helping the library. Sometimes there's books that come out of the library that are still kind of serviceable, but they're starting
to be replaced.
And so they'll donate and they'll sell them again at the Books Again there. And those bag sales, whenever they have one, please, you can, especially if you got kids and you're trying to create a child's library, you pay them $5. You can fill an entire library of kids' books for $5
and
in
there's
those
nothing
bags.
better than getting kids to start reading and loving to read early. If you have not, just to kind of give you a little bit about Main Street, Our corridor starts over here on 8th Street, right next to McDonald's. This is on Main Street.
Right.
And it ends on Alameda. And we also go east and west. So we encompass Virginia and Richardson, and actually on the Virginia side, all the way up to the Railroad District.
Okay.
It's part of the Main Street corridor.
It's more than just Main Street.
It's more than just Yeah, so, that's kind of a fun, cool place. And then, of course, you go one block over, there's Ancient of Days. They also have some geodes, I think.
They got a lot of cool stuff.
They have a lot of cool stuff that you can get a rock and break it in half and see what's inside of it.
Yeah.
They're just really, really cool.
Yeah, if you love like tchotchkes and collectibles and things like that, all those businesses you need to walk through and take a gander.
I mean, a lot of people don't think that we have an incredible Main Street, but we really, really do. When people come through here, they're like going, "Wow, I didn't know you guys had this or that." Or I just recently had a lady come to visit me, which was really interesting, Mike. So this 4th of July, right before 4th of July, I had a woman from California contact me. She lives in Anaheim.
Okay.
And she used to be a float maker and artist for Disney.
Oh, wow.
And, of course, in California. So she called me up and she said, "I want to help you guys. What can I do? Can I create a float?" Well, of course, she called me too late to create a float for this year's 4th of July. But she happened to be traveling in New Mexico and stopped in to see me last week.
Okay.
And so she said, "Gosh, your Main Street is incredible. It's clean. It is, everything's very well organized. I loved your courthouse." And a kind of an interesting thing she said, I was like, "Oh, thank goodness about that one." But she said, "And you hardly have any homeless at all." And I said, "No, because we're working on that."
Sure.
I mean, we really, really are working on how to
I'm glad
help.
she thought that.
She
do
did
have a
think
problem
that.
in our community.
And so
but we're working on it.
she has designed some really great prints that she has created, some art prints for me of ideas for Main Street.
Oh, nice.
So I'm really,
conceptualized.
from afar, I think she'd love to be part of Main Street. So she's going to feed us information.
Sure.
And
it's a gathering spot. That's what the Main Street District and Quarter. It's kind of the heart of the city. It is that place where people go to look to connect to. It's shopping and eating and dining and all that. But it's the town connection center. It's that place.
And I think you said the perfect word, gathering.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole mission of the whole Main Street America, Main Street New Mexico, and Main Street Roswell.
It's a place to come and be Americans.
Be American,
and do America.
And hang out together and enjoy each other.
Yeah, and enjoy life.
Sure.
Yes.
And just to let you guys know, we just recently, Main Street Roswell, we did receive a $100,000 grant towards, we're working on a wayfinding plan. Now, it's been in place as part of the master plan, part of the, it's its own wayfinding plan.
Okay.
Not just for the Main Street, but throughout the community.
Okay.
But there are specific things for Main Street itself that they envisioned in 2016. And so we have adopted that and picked it up and said, you know what, we want to do this. And so we put in for a grant. Thank God we have some great friends at the Southeast New Mexico EDD. We have some friends to help us out with that.
Good deal. Yeah, grant writing is a skill set.
Oh, my goodness.
Those people are very valuable assets.
Yes. And trust me when they say, "Hey, Barbara, we're going to get this lady to help you." I'm like, fantastic.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. So we did get some funding for the first phase of some wayfinding things that we're going to be putting up and hoping.
Good deal.
Yesterday, we were just with legislative people at the county offices begging for saying, can we have some of this capital outlay funding towards this project? But you guys, let's help envision this and imagine what our Main Street would look like.
Absolutely.
We're planning on putting a couple of gateways on the north side of town and on the south side of town.
Kind of defining it a little bit.
Defining our Main Street and defining a place of gathering and a place of fun. So be on the lookout for that. It's coming down the road.
Good deal.
And, of course, I don't want to talk too much about this because I am going to come back to talk to you guys. But Christmas is quickly approaching us.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get ready. We need to get the Christmas lights up. They're going up soon.
You should be seeing that. You start seeing the ladders and everything in the Main Street area pretty quick. Here.
Sure. And the city's already started putting up some of the lights around the trees. But we do have a volunteer who gets a lot of sponsorships for us. If you light the lights in the trees during Christmas, I know some people want them on all year long.
I agree. It is the most beautiful time of the year is when you come in the evenings in December through February through the downtown Roswell. Basically, it is to me
when I get, because I come to work dark 30 every day, and so you have that morning blur and you see those lights, and it kind of puts me in a better mood as soon as I hit the downtown corridor.
So we'll be posting some of those on our Facebook, Main Street Roswell Facebook, and I know that Juliana's taken some incredible pictures, but a lot of local photographers use this area as a backdraft for taking wedding pictures, family pictures.
Absolutely.
So if you need something to do, we're always in need of volunteers. We're going to put up the Christmas ribbons, lights, and Santa hats on the light poles. And if you want to support the lights and the trees, let us know, because there's always ways to help us pay for that.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think it's a city. I mean, it's the city of Roswell that puts them up. No, it's Main Street Roswell, and we pay somebody to put them up and take them down.
Sure. Plus,
and to manage them.
Plus, someone's got to pay the light bill. I mean,
that's right. Somebody's got to pay the light bill.
And it ain't cheap.
It is.
As a broadcasting company that owns radio stations, trust me, we know what power costs. We have several tower sites.
Yeah.
And if you heard our electricity bill, y'all would cry. You would not realize how. But put it this way:
you'd be turned on all the lights off.
Put it this way: we laugh at most people's mortgage compared to our electric bill, just because of what it takes. So I can imagine it's crazy expensive.
It is
to run those lights for a couple months downtown.
Yeah, and a big thank you to Wendy Marley. I mean, she heads that project, and so I do want to talk more. But on another time, I don't want to get too far into Christmas yet. So maybe
let's get through Small Shop Small Saturday.
Yeah, let's get through some of that,
and not overshadow some of these big events coming up this month.
Sure. But for sure, I do need help today.
Absolutely.
With Christmas lights.
Now's the time for the money, the finances to get the logistics going,
and that type of
so
stuff
we can
going.
Enjoy the actual fruit of that labor here in a couple of weeks.
Sure, and of course, then after that starts the Christmas weekend of December the 1st and 2nd of Santa and
to be honest, if you want to get involved with the light side, please, that's actually something you can get involved with every year, because that's something we want to do, and we have some great people that donate their time, efforts, and resources and sponsorships. And to make and we wouldn't even be able to remotely do this without that support. But we always need more. We need more people. And guess what? People can't do things forever. Life changes and life happens, and you gotta circumstances change and things. And so we would hate to get to a point where we have no resources available. So we need a constant flow of people supporting this.
So not only do we need your resources, we also need your time. If you have time, please join Main Street Roswell as a volunteer.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of interest in possibly.
So you could always use a few on the board, too, right?
We can always use a few board members. There's a limit of the number we can have.
Of course, you do have to be a Main Street member to be on the board.
Absolutely not.
Oh, no?
No. I mean,
my apologies. I thought
we would like to have a diverse, because sometimes people that are not on Main Street can give us a different look.
Okay.
Sometimes there's businesses
outside. That makes sense.
People that are, financial people that are in advertising, people that.
Gotcha. All walks of life.
Because they bring in something diverse and can help us to see something that we don't see. Absolutely, we want people from the Main Street district. So if you own a business,
but that's not a requirement. If you don't have a business in the Main Street, you just have a passion for it.
A requirement.
Come on down.
I mean, we have retired people like Peggy. I mean, she spends so much time volunteering. We have a retired. Well, no, she's not even retired. Bookkeeping lady. So she helps us with her books. So there's more to do.
Absolutely.
Than just figure out what's going on here on Main Street. There's a lot of options.
It is a nonprofit organization.
It is.
So it always benefits to have volunteers with skill sets like accounting, legal, bookkeeping.
I mean, we've had a lawyer on our group before. We've had.
If that's your day job or what you do,
banking,
we could use your skill sets for volunteering to serve on the boards and things like that.
That's correct, Mike.
It's always good, especially when we're talking, the board's talking ideas and events. It's always good to have that legal mind coming from that angle, or the financial mind coming from that angle.
Sometimes you do mundane things like policies. I mean, who likes policies? But people that are good at that stuff can look at your policies and go, this might be a problem.
Yeah.
And we're required. We're a bona fide company. We are.
And the nonprofit world needs this more now. And not just Main Street, nonprofits in general, because it's always made of volunteers, and their passion is the project.
That's right.
Sometimes they lack the knowledge to do the X's and O's of it. And that's where volunteering your time is your services come in.
I mean,
because keeps the passion going without getting us in trouble with loopholes and
That's
stuff
true.
like that.
You know, we always, get emails back and forth all the time from the Secretary of State, and and you need this report or that report, and you need bylaws, you need to follow rules, and policies. So, so if you guys have interest, it's really kind of interesting that you were thinking that you couldn't be a board member.
I just kind of assumed you had to be owned a business in the corridor or adjacent to one. Yeah.
And the funny, interesting thing, I've got stakeholders that thought that they couldn't be board members. And I'm like going, wait a second.
Well, good.
You are the type of people we
I'm
want.
glad we're correcting that because I always just assumed that's the way it was.
No. So,
interesting.
you know what I'm saying? We've got a couple of applications coming in right now. One of them is someone that puts together a magazine in town. I've got another person that used to help run another nonprofit organization and now started her own business. So we do have a lot of interesting people that bring in
and always looking for
different
more.
perspectives. So, and then on November the 21st, we do have a stakeholder meeting. So those of you that are on the main street,
you're invited to encourage to be part
you're
of that.
part of the closed, private Main Street stakeholder page.
As a business in the Main Street, you have a say in what goes on in the Main
You
Street.
do.
And they want your, because at the end of the day, we want your business to be successful. As much as your next door neighbor, we want to be successful. The whole idea is, because in theory, a lot of your Main Street businesses aren't corporations or companies with HR departments and marketing departments and things like that. So this is kind of that rally the troops, and that we have a Main Street corridor. We all want to thrive and successful. Therefore, we all should have a say in how
tell us how we
it's
can
done.
help you. Tell us what we can do for you. But this is the great thing about living here and living in America. You have a dream. You don't have to have this humongous degree in something. You say, you know what, I want to start a candle company, or I want to start a dress shop. You can do it and get the support that you need from the small business support groups and from Main Street.
Sure.
So that's what we're here for, Mike.
Absolutely.
We're here to support our Main Street and make Roswell a better place to come visit and
we, the
live
public,
and
we
shop.
just want to encourage you to come and see this beautiful asset that we call Main Street. And
That's
come
right.
see it. You drive through it almost every day, probably. We ask you to stop and hang out for a little while.
Yeah,
Come and check it out. Come out this weekend and participate in the Alzheimer's Walk, and then hang out and shop and eat downtown afterwards.
That's
or
right.
come early. They start at 9, but you can, some of those
You can go
restaurants
get
be
you
open
can
for
go breakfast at Martine's if you want to.
Get you some breakfast at one of the restaurants downtown, and then mosey on over to the courthouse lawn.
Oh, I have to say this. You cannot miss going to Stellar.
Oh, yeah.
I did a no-no. You know what I did?
You need your pick-me-up.
Oh, you know what? No, I went over there and got one of their, what are they? The croissant-sandwiches with egg, bacon, and cheese. They're about this big, and I'm so hooked. They're so delicious. So if you want a breakfast sandwich.
That might be good walking fuel for tomorrow morning.
Walk around a little bit.
Definitely need a cup of Joe to get you going.
Yep.
So, but please come visit Main Street. And like I said, reach out to Barbara if you want to get more involved. If you want to
please.
come, and obviously as we get a little closer to Shop Small and Black Friday and the Christmas light parade and the lights and all the things that's coming in the months here. We'll keep
we
you
need your
informed
help,
and get
so
you
please
involved.
reach out to us. We need your help.
Absolutely, and put it this way: Main Street is only as good as the people that are in it, and
That's
the
right.
people that
And the
support
people
it
that
and nurture
participate
it,
and nurture it.
So we can create all these great programs and events and opportunities, but if the public doesn't come out and support it, embrace it, then it's for naught. So so come see the beautiful amenities and things you have in your own backyard right here.
That's true.
There's a reason why people come from all over southeast New Mexico and the planet to see Roswell, and it's in your own backyard. Appreciate it. It's
That's
really
true.
cool.
Thank you, Mike.
Good deal. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so. I'm sure I'll think of something after I get off the radio.
That's how it always works.
Yeah, but thank you, Mike. I appreciate you
Anytime.
guys.
And reach out. MainStreetRoswell.org is you can go there to the website.
It's actually, you're correct. MainStreetRoswell.org is our website. Our Facebook is Main Street Roswell, so you can reach us that direction.
Shoot, like and follow that. That way you can stay up to date.
So you can stay up to date
whenever
with what's
there's
happening.
a merchant that has a sale or something kind of exclusive. You kind of get to know that quick through if you like and follow. And then of course, if you want to get involved, if you want to serve, or if you have questions, that's a great avenue to get in touch with.
And
Main
another
Street
little
Roswell.
special thing that's kind of cool about the Main Street Roswell page is that we have kind of partnered up and trying to push events throughout the corridor of southeastern New Mexico.
Yeah.
So you might find out about things happening in Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Rio.
The network of main streets.
Yeah, so they drop stuff into our Facebook as well that says, hey, we've got the, what is that? What was that event in Artesia? The Black...
Balloons and Tunes.
Yeah, Balloons and Tunes.
Yeah, they just had their Balloons and Tunes event there.
So they drop their advertisement into Main Street, and I drop ours into their Facebook as well. So we kind of created a little, group where we share information about each other's community. So we can push people from Artesia to Roswell in this direction or that direction to Carlsbad or up to Ruidoso.
Yeah. Of course, with the holidays around the corner.
Yeah.
A lot of the families all over the state.
Yeah.
You're going to visit, maybe family in Cruces or Taos or something or Santa Fe.
See, because we're not the Lone Rangers here. Yeah, we're not the Lone Rangers here, you guys. The Main Street, there's about 30 main streets in New Mexico.
Absolutely. And they're all networked together.
Yes.
They all do their part for their own communities, but they all can work as a group as part of Main Street USA and Main Street New Mexico and on to the national company.
Main Street America.
National organization. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's all fits like a puzzle.
Yeah.
But getting your support, getting here starts first by coming on down to Main Street and shop local, support local, participate in local, come out and have fun, support our nonprofits, support our businesses, and by the way, your volunteers and your nonprofits and all that, these are all your small business owners and your teachers and your policemen and firemen and the people that own these businesses downtown. They're also the same people supporting your kids' school things, supporting your charities and all that stuff. So support them by coming down and shopping.
Sure. So one's just last thing. Don't forget, get your green lights up. You need them. Go to Westlake and pick them up, and let's support our veterans.
Yeah, just go to Westlake and say green light bulbs, and they'll know what you talk about.
They'll
point
know
you right
exactly
to them,
what
and then
you
go. And then good luck getting through the gauntlet without buying snack foods. Because every time I go through them,
I hate that. Isn't that crazy? I love it though.
Well, it's marketing 101, and it works.
I can't leave without popcorn.
Every time I'm like, is that fiddle? What is that? Yeah, exactly. Is that caramel popcorn? Oh, look at that candy. I bought
retro candy's my favorite.
What did I buy? I bought some malted balls there last time that were really good. And it was that impulse buy, walking through the gauntlet as you're trying to get out of there to
impulse
buy
shopping.
duct tape.
I just came to get this fly swatter, and I walked out of here.
They know what they're doing.
$40 worth of
They know what they're doing. They got me hook, line, and sinker. But absolutely. So thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, guys.
And,
have a great weekend.
We'll see you here next time in a couple weeks.
I'll be here soon. All right. Thank you, guys.
Good deal. Thank you. All right. It is 9:54. Let us pause for some news, weather, and a quick break before I am done on the radio. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Cirillo. A Carlsbad mother has been ordered to serve 14 years behind bars for the death of her 12-year-old son. Alexis Smith was convicted for allowing the boy to take fentanyl, which caused his death in September of 2021. Court documents showed that Alexis Smith and her mother, Kelly Smith, were selling fentanyl and that they knew the child had been taking from their stash for more than a year. During that time, police said the child overdosed 3 times, while his mother never took him to a doctor or hospital, but did administer Narcan. New Mexico's top prosecutor is going after landowners who he says are illegally and unconstitutionally depriving the public of access to stretches of one of the state's most well-known rivers. The case involving access to the Pecos River. It's the first brought after the state Supreme Court in 2022 settled a long simmering dispute over whether boaters and anglers had a right to access streams and rivers that cross private property. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The idea that Joe Biden and the Biden administration would in any way want to pressure the Israelis not to defend their homeland and to put a pause in this war that has not even really gotten started It really should shock the conscience. How stupid is our president, your president, to not understand that Israel's very existence is now being threatened right before our very eyes here? Iran and their nuclear envoy is threatening Israel with annihilation. You have the top Hamas official saying that they're going to repeat October 7th and the terrorist attacks until Israel is annihilated. And yet Biden says that the IDF should put its Hamas counterattack on hold. No, they should not.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
You know, you worked hard to build your retirement savings. Now Phoenix Capital, well, they want to help you fuel that growth. And you can invest in their corporate bonds through your 401k or IRA and start earning tax-deferred annual returns now ranging from 9 to 13%. Now, there are multiple options with different rates and terms to choose from. And by investing in Phoenix Capital Group's high-yield corporate bonds, well, you have the potential to earn those interest rates, as I said, now ranging from 9 to 13%. Additionally, this investment is not only financially beneficial, but also a vote of confidence in the future of America's energy sector. So sign up for the Phoenix Capital Group's free investor webinar. You can sign up at phoenixonhannity.com. And as always, before making any investment decision, you got to carefully consider, review any and all risk involved. Check them out, phoenixonhannity.com today for more information. That's phoenixonhannity.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. With high pressure centered over central New Mexico, we're expecting a pretty nice weekend. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 for the afternoon high today. Should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear, dipping down to a low of about 40. We'll be in the upper 70s to about 80 again on Saturday, and we keep the sunshine. Clear and low 40s Saturday night, sunny and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Signaled the next step in their campaign to capitalize on the union's success in bargaining with the Detroit Three, launching organizing drives at Toyota, Tesla, and other non-union U.S. auto factories. Delta Airlines said on Wednesday it is cutting some corporate jobs to better manage costs. Delta did not specify how many jobs it is cutting, but said the layoffs do not affect frontline workers like the pilots or flight attendants. Target is seeing shoppers trim spending, even on groceries, as household budgets are stretched due to the higher prices and borrowing costs. Target had adopted a cautious approach for the second half after cutting its sales and profit outlooks for the year. Uber and Lyft will pay a combined $328 million to settle claims by New York's Attorney General that the ride-sharing companies systematically cheated drivers out of pay and benefits. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Hey neighbors, there's a new source for all your appliance needs in the area. We're Roswell Appliance Outlet. We sell new minor scratch and dent appliances, and we'll help you save 40 to 60% off of MSRP. All come with warranty and personalized service. We also offer parts and service for your existing household appliances. We offer financing and delivery options as well. Don't make that big box store mistake. Come see us at Roswell Appliance Outlet today at 600 South Main in Roswell, or call 575-363-9236.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.